Welcome to VGB's podcast. This is episode 60. Damn.
Halfway to
Crazy.
200.
Halfway to 200, everyone. I'm one of your hosts, John Warren. With me is my favorite co-host, Nikki Grayson. How's it going?
I'm all right. I just saw better now that I saw this. In the other podcast we do, if you're driving, close your eyes, a comedy podcast for discerning listeners. We have a channel where all the bad stuff that happens on the computer goes. I'm never in there.
Oh,
because I already have.
Hell jail. Yes.
Yeah. But Corliss put a image in there. It's a tweet that says tragic. 3 LA deputies killed while cutting grenade in half.
Now I did see that yesterday, and I just didn't know what to say about it. I just like cutting a grenade in half, fellas.
Just 3 of them,
fellas.
3
of them. I mean, at least it's got a great new joke format. How many cops does it take to cut a grenade in half?
4 at least.
4?
3 wasn't
enough. I guess 3 wasn't
Dude,
enough.
That's crazy. Under what? The rest of the tweet is while cutting the grenade in half, reportedly thought the device was inert after a bomb squad X-rayed them.
Sure he did.
Why are you cutting the grenade in half at all?
To begin with. Why are you doing that to begin with?
What?
Was it a dare? Was it did you find it in the evidence locker? And you're like, I bet this is cake. Have you been watching too much fucking.
What do you cut a grenade in half with?
A bone saw? I have no idea. I mean, I just have no idea. It was a weird headline, and I was just like, I could click through for more details. I don't know if it will. I don't know if it will really lend me any new information.
No, nothing.
Probably not.
The whole thing is right there. Right.
There's a scene in a film that's not very good called Mom and Dad Save the World, where noted bad person Jeffrey Jones stars in, and Terry Garr. Okay. And they get warped to a different planet where everyone is like very, very stupid.
Okay.
And so there's like John Lovitz is like the dictator of this world.
Is he smart?
No, he's also very dumb. Stupid. But he's like, 5% smarter than everyone else. So it's like whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's like, he rules with an iron fist, and he's got this like, secret police or whatever that just kind of rules everything. And there's a scene where person after person picks up a grenade called a pick me up. And it just says pick me up on it. And then it like vaporizes them and then drops to the ground. And then another person picks it up and it vaporizes them and they drop it to the ground. But just because it says pick me up.
Yeah.
And when I read that headline, 3 cops saw a grenade in half. I'm like, that's just that energy. That's just completely that energy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
It's really
weird.
What?
I don't know. A science?
But
where they tried to film, hey, 3 cops here. We're trying to reboot Beekman's World. All right. It's time for us to saw this grenade in half. One of them's dressed as a rat. Yeah, saw the grenade in half. Go ahead, Officer Beekman. And then they just explode. I don't know what they were doing. It's crazy though. Anyway.
Video games.
Video games. Nothing else happening in the world.
Or on the computer.
I do need to take a break from the computer. This week I was like,
John,
this week I was like,
pal, you gotta get off that thing.
This week I was like, it was like yesterday afternoon, and then this morning I was like, I think I'm going to take like a weekend off from the computer. I think I'm just going to kind of
nothing good on
take a weekend off. Maybe I'll just turn on some television.
Have you heard of
play some video games? I'm not there yet.
That's fair.
I'm not there yet.
That's fair.
I'm not there.
Started a new book, John.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Nikki is going to get their book that they started reading. They got up. I heard the door open. Now I heard the door close. And now they're back.
It's called Loving Corrections by Adrienne Marie Brown. I think I might have talked about it last week.
You might have. I think that cover looks familiar.
But it's a book about the ways that we should probably consider caring about each other. So it like has no pressure to anything that's happening.
Right.
Kind of
right,
a waste. It's like broadly a waste of my time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fiction is what they call it.
Well, I think you're already pretty up on that message for the most part.
Well,
I just think that a lot of, sure, but I just think like a lot of people could learn something for the first time. Reading that would be interesting. Who's to say?
John, I literally just opened this book. Now, this is, to be clear, an annotated and marked up copy already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is I just picked one of the tabs, okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to read it, and you tell me if it's prescient or not.
It says John Warren has to get off the computer.
This is Loving Corrections by Adrienne Marie Brown, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm listening.
What I witness most often, even among those of us who claim to be abolitionists, is the longing for a future free of prisons and policing, paired with the tried and true practice of punishment and our own versions of social policing.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, fiction.
Well,
so that's
for the world as it is right now. It is fiction. Yeah,
I used to think that all of them were fiction.
That's book stated. That might as well be Dune, what you just read to me.
I thought they were all fiction. It's so fucked up.
Oh, I did too. I thought textbook was nonfiction.
Absolutely.
And then literally every
other book was fiction. Some guy made it up. So when I learned that you could have a book about a thing that did happen, that did not have the most diverse set of children ever photographed inside of it, telling you about triangles, I was shocked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wild.
Yeah, crazy.
Completely wild. I played a college football game this week.
You played in a college football game this week. That's awesome. So
I did.
Congrats on you go to Southern Alabama. Is that correct?
I go to.
Did you know that, John, that they have a 7th year senior on that team?
I believe it.
And they also on the same team have a man who already was drafted to Major League Baseball, played in the minor leagues, played for the Texas Rangers in Major League Baseball, washed out of Major League Baseball, and now is on the quarterback depth chart at Southern Alabama University.
Wow. So
he is
really
like
do kind of let anyone in there.
or 30 years old.
Oh my God. I love shit like that. And I thought that stuff was fiction too. There's a movie I love a lot called Necessary Roughness, which is basically a fictionalized account of SMU getting the death penalty. And then like the year after that happens, the head coach, played by Hector Elizondo, has to basically like reconstruct the team out of like professors that are teaching at the school, and like go get the star quarterback from this high school literally 10 years ago, and it's Scott Bakula, and he's like 32. And they're like, you have one more year of eligibility left in your to get your degree. And he's like, I don't want to do that. They're like, just do it. You'll be the best quarterback we've ever had, or something like that. And so it's just old Scott Bakula. Like Jason Bateman's in the movie as a young child. Kid Bateman. It's very Sinbad is in it.
Whoa.
It's a good movie.
The Tyler the Creator album?
Yep, that's him.
That's awesome.
And yeah, no, so Southern Alabama, that reminds me of that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I guess I could play for them. I played college football 26. Which is the second new iteration of the college football / NCAA football series from EA. I did play that, and
How
it
is it?
is better than I think the last one was. But again, folks, these should come out every 5 years.
Mhm.
Have
This
5
one
years
especially.
of roster updates and just kind of like quality of life improvements and tweaks.
Yeah.
And then you just you let them cook for 5 years.
What if it was $90
Mhm.
and $15 a year
After that, I'd be okay with that.
Okay.
I'd be okay with that. If I knew they would support it in earnest, and it would be, and then at the end of that is going to be a version of the game that is like noticeably much, much, much better.
No,
I think
so clear. You pay $90.
Mhm.
They put guys in it for 5 years.
For 5 years.
And
then they basically
college,
make the same one.
One comes out. Yes, correct. So are you still in?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I think that the last one launched a little wonky. It had some
felt
bugs.
like that game came in hot, which doesn't make any sense.
Came in really, really hot, which didn't make any sense because they were working on it for a very long time. This one does not feel like it came in hot. And it feels like the devs are more responsive to this game than they were with the first one. Also a little bit surprising.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe we are starting to see an EA. I can't speak to the battlefield of it all, which we can kind of talk about in a little while. But I think EA sports wise, I do think they are a little freaked out by
because they only make 3 video games, Sean.
They make 3 video games.
Are buying the 3 video games they make.
Fewer people are buying them. So I do get the sense that they are a little bit freaked out. I don't necessarily know if that means that Madden 26, which comes out in like 3 weeks or whatever, is going to be like so much better than the last one. But I do think College Football 26 is pretty good. They added some stuff that like the first iteration coming back from that long hiatus just didn't have, like mass substitutions. Like that was a staple of the original, where it's like if you're Texas and you're playing San Jose State and you go up by 50, when you enter the fourth quarter, you don't want your guys to get injured, so you just hit 2 buttons and you'll sub everyone in.
Yeah.
And then like last year's just didn't have that for some reason. And then they put it back in. So it's like a lot of stuff that was missing from last season that was available in all the NCAAs that I think people normally think about when they think about this franchise fondly, seem to be back. Now, why it wasn't there last year, whatever. Good question. No answer. No good answer. But it's fun. It's fun. I've only played about half of one Dynasty season. But, recruiting seems a little bit harder. It seems like they've tweaked it so it's not just like you have to kind of pay attention to what each kid actually wants once you kind of get to know them. And if you do go to them, it's like, we heard that you hated partying, but we're a great party school. They'll actually be like, I don't like partying. Why did you? It's like when they shouted bald at John Moxley.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, what? For what?
Is NIL thing that you, as the person dealing with, in charge of the team, have to deal with?
In charge of the team? No. I have not played the other mode, which would be you're taking mode. A player. I haven't played that yet.
Okay.
But NIL has not really been a thing. The transfer portal, which that was there last year as well. Like that is like like kind of a stunning difference between the older NCAA footballs, which like they didn't have a transfer portal because it didn't fucking exist. And now it is a little bit like free agency, where it's like, okay, you got to retain your kids, and you got to attract new ones, and So it is pretty good. More coaches are in the game. Like I think they mostly had generics last year, which was weird. But Steve Sarkisian is like the
Oh
Texas coach, and
shit,
then the Ohio State guy is there and all that stuff. So
that's good.
yeah, I mean it's good. It's fine. The presentation is a little bit better. I feel like the commentary is a little bit better. I feel like the moment to moment presentation of all the graphical overlays and stuff. I still don't understand, Nikki, like at all. Like why haven't they paired with ESPN or
Mhm.
I
From
guess
on
yeah.
ESPN's part, I would assume,
Yeah,
because like
probably.
it just seems like they can't come to an agreement on how much that's worth. Like I'm sure ESPN has a crazy idea of how much that is worth, and then
It's
EA is like,
odd.
"Well, we don't fucking. We're asking you to do. We're doing you a favor,
It,
honestly."
it's it's odd. I mean, like I think your mileage varies of like what you actually want from a sports simulation game, but it's like if you're going through the trouble of making every other element look and feel like a television show,
Mhm.
why wouldn't you just fucking square the circle?
Well, do you think
Like
that if you then do, it is it? I think it has to just be money. I'm wondering if ESPN's argument then is if you're gonna do our graphics packages,
yeah.
then you gotta have the guys. And then the guys are so expensive that it's like,
Maybe,
well, what the fuck's the
maybe that's
point?
true. But they've already got Herb Street and what's his face. They've got Herb Street and Fowler. They've got like parts of it. They've
Yeah.
got chunks of it.
Yeah.
Now, if they're like, okay, you have to also have College Game Day and Lee Corso and Pat McAfee have to be up there.
Mhm.
One, I don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want it anymore.
But two, like if Desmond Thomas, I mean, if nope,
What's that guy's name? I don't know it either. So don't worry about it.
is it not Desmond
It
Thomas?
feels like that's his name, though. That feels right, John. I think you're right.
No,
What's his name?
no, no, no.
Let a naysayer know.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And then
Let a naysayer. You're right. Let a naysayer know.
And then I'm gonna do
That's a
this, and I'm gonna scroll to
Desmond Howard.
Desmond Howard. What did you say?
Yeah, it's Desmond Thomas.
Different.
different. Yeah, different.
I was close.
Different.
I was John. I was literally two scrolls away from my Google search. Almost got me there.
Desmond
My sideways
Howard.
ass Google search.
Like if Desmond Howard and the other white guy that's not Chris Fowler.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what that guy's name is.
I just don't remember. Like if they were in the halftime show, like there is shit that they could do that I don't think is that expensive. But you might be right that ESPN is like, well, you got to have Stephen A. and Pat McAfee, and that check just went from being like reasonable to like fuck you money.
Yeah, we're
really
not even
really
gonna,
fast.
Yeah, not worth it. John, they have to pay all the kids $600, but they have to pay the kids, John.
They have to pay the kids.
Every single one.
Every single kid that wants to be in the game. They got to do it.
That's probably an easy $600 if you go to a mid-major, right? Like,
Yeah,
do you think
sure.
there is a work? Because I still have all of my eligibility.
You do? Okay, that's so smart. That's so good.
So, like,
what are you going to do with that eligibility?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Could I walk on somewhere next year?
And get a cool
and just get a cool 600.
Who is number 69? Grayson, rated 42, long snapper. Plays for the fucking
fifth string long snapper is what it says here.
Fifth string long snapper plays for the Texas State Bobcats. Okay. All right, sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, like I just am like, there are just clear, obvious ways to enhance the experience of playing these games. And I guess I've just convinced myself that at some point I'm in the minority of it, which is I think what EA wants us to think is that like, no. What you want is actually just nobody actually wants this.
Wants
like,
that.
Because we're giving you the product that most people want. And I think it's just this weird elaborate gaslighting of like, I think I'm watching a lot of people who really like sports games play games that are like 20 years older. And that's what they're getting excited about. Like MVP baseball is like a pretty popular game. MVP 2005.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out which Madden. Was there not a Madden that had ESPN stuff in it?
Oh, there were 100%. Yes.
So I wonder if they're just using that data from 10 years ago. And they're, like you said, just saying, well, nobody cared when we took it out.
Nobody cared. Yeah. I mean, and it's like, I think that's probably true, is that the margin, the return on investment of that is thick enough for me, but probably too thin for them. Where it's like, yeah, I don't know if it really matters all that much. So I don't know. It's
yeah, that's crazy.
It's interesting.
It's one of those things where, like, again, if it should just be, it doesn't hurt ESPN.
Yep.
The ESPN brand is not hurt by its presence in the video game that everyone's talking about.
Yep. Yeah.
So they probably should just do it. But instead, John, if you just buy the NFL Network, can you imagine being
planning
Roger,
on doing?
Being Roger, and then like Bob calls you and he's like, you know the TV network you own? What if can we have that? What?
Can we have that? Do you mind if we take that?
Do you mind if we buy that from you? I know it wasn't for sale because why would we buy it? But we are interested in purchasing it from you.
We're interested in purchasing it. And also, what if Stephen A showed up in the middle of Scott Hansen's Red Zone stuff?
Christ. It's a bummer. It's a bummer, ain't it?
Like if they were like, here's the thing. They bought NBA on TNT. Okay. They bought that show.
Yep.
Inside the NBA.
Yep.
And I think I think in the excitement of that show continuing, the kind of like the story we're telling ourselves in broad strokes is like that show's going to be the same. Yay.
Yeah.
And like they're going to boil the frog on this thing. Where like the first couple episodes are going to be like, this is the show we fucking know and love. And by the third one, oh, Vince Carter's there already.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Vince is fine. That's cool. Yeah. That's fine. Like, we like Vince. Like, he was good on the old ones. That's fine. Oh.
Ernie's
Stephen
off.
A's showing up. Ernie's off. Stephen A showed up to fill in.
Oh, interesting.
Quote unquote. You know, they're going to boil the frog on that. And they're going to boil the frog on Scott Hansen. Scott Hansen will be joined by Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee will take over
Red Zone.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
7 hours of commercial-free football
on this program.
I'm going to talk about 18-year-old college girls every 10 minutes. Let's look at this guy breaking his leg again.
Is that a thing he does?
It's going to be no, I don't know. I have no idea.
Like I don't know why
it feels like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just feels bad. Anyway, God, we could really talk about sports media for a long time.
Nothing to be done. Anyway, what else?
Nothing to be done. How much more Bananza have you played?
I'm in Tempest Layer.
Same.
So I've caught up to
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had a lot of chance to play it the past few days.
It is really good.
It's a good game.
It's a good video game. I think from it feels like a victory lap, I think even more than Odyssey does, if that makes sense. because there is, I think, a certain, well, it's Mario,
Mm-hmm.
to the fact that the Mario game is good.
Mm-hmm.
But for Donkey Kong, no one has any idea what a Donkey Kong, like a modern Donkey Kong video game is.
Correct.
Right? Like everyone has memories of what Donkey Kong games used to be. Or like me, they have watched a lot of Donkey Kong 64 and then played Country and been like, this game looks not very good.
Yeah.
And is hard. Like, so I'm okay.
Unbelievably difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, for a child especially. Like I was like, this one's not for me.
Right.
I need to be so clear before anybody fucking gets mad at me. I know Donkey Kong Country looks good. Don't.
I don't know.
I like now I appreciate it. At the time I thought it looked bad.
Okay, but like,
isn't it like by modern standards?
You know what? I here's what am I doing?
Shit.
I'm carrying your burdens, Nikki.
Oh, thanks.
I'm gonna say that game doesn't look very good.
Thanks. That's good. I appreciate
I'm going to say that. You don't have to say that.
Thank you.
But I'm going to say that. Y'all can come at me with that. I don't think that game looks very good.
It's a miracle that it exists in the way it does.
Yes.
It looks
the music is unbelievable.
Yes. And also, if you look at that video game now and look at other games on the Super Nintendo, it does not age the same way. It has not aged the same way.
No, it has not aged the same way. Incredibly unique for the time, but it's it's not the same. Yeah.
So that means it's good and bad. It means that when they do callbacks to 64, it's really actually interesting how much Donkey Kong 64 is in this game.
Right.
And how much Donkey Kong Country is in the Country series is in this game.
Sure. Yeah.
And sometimes it is like very ham-fisted. We are doing a side scroller level.
Yes.
Now,
which by the way, I don't think I've enjoyed a single.
No, they're not very good.
They're not good.
In fact,
you could even weirdly make this kind of like leap. I don't think it's a big leap that they're almost like making fun.
Yeah.
Of the way those old things were in a way where it's like. Where you're like, I'm not having fun doing this. I'm like, but this is what you think this game was like.
Yeah.
And you're not wrong, but you're also like
you're being disingenuous.
You're being a little disingenuous about it.
Sure.
You know? Yeah.
So the side-scrolling stuff, it really is like pick your head up and look at this, right? Like look at and understand what this game used to be.
Yes.
And then the Donkey Kong 64 of it all is you can kind of go wherever you want, and by the time you get there, you will find a thing.
Yes.
Right. And that I think
like no matter what you're doing, which is very cool,
you will find something. If you go in a direction for not even very long, you'll find a thing, which is what Donkey Kong 64 was like. And to Donkey Kong 64's detriment was that there was not a video game past that.
Right.
Donkey Kong Bananza is like, okay, well, what if there was mechanical depth and like environmental depth that was unbelievably interesting and fun to play around and with? Though there are a bunch of little puzzle levels that are like puzzle zones. So if you haven't played the game is broken out into the open world zones, which are the bits that you can destroy actively.
Yep.
And then there are these puzzle rooms that each have 3 bananas in them, which are the equivalent of the moons in Odyssey.
And this is basically the equivalent of going into those little gray chimneys.
Yes.
Or the hat doors.
The hat doors, yeah.
In Odyssey. Like identical concept. But yeah.
And there's 3 bananas in the thing. There's 1 banana at the beginning when you prove to the game that you understand what they're asking you to do.
Yep, the premise.
There is a 3rd banana when you finish the thing that they have asked you to do at the end. And then there is a 2nd banana where it's like, okay, do you actually get what we are asking you to do? It's like, that's the test. Right. So I did one yesterday when I was in the frozen layer where there was at the top, you go into this middle, and they are also some of them, I would actually say more than the puzzle rooms in Odyssey, some of these are just shrines, like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild shrines. Like ideologically, they are more like that than they are.
This game
like
is
not Odyssey.
This game is not beating this is just a combination of Mario Odyssey and Tears of the Kingdom allegations. I mean, that's it. That is it. Yeah.
So I went into this room. I don't know if you've done this one. I went into this room, and it's so smart the way that they design them, because the mechanics in the shrines, which is what I have taken to calling them. The mechanics in the shrines,
and they are actually. They are shrines in the world.
Yeah, in the world,
basically. Yeah, they do look like shrines. Anyway, sorry.
But the mechanics in the shrines do not present themselves after you have interacted with them in the open world.
Correct.
So the one that I did yesterday, I found that there's these zebras that make ice cream.
Yes.
And you pull a lever to get to the second layer. You have to pull this lever that drops a bunch of ice cream cubes onto a bit of lava, and then the lava hardens, and then it breaks through, and you go down to the next layer.
Yeah.
In the shrine, it's like a ramp that goes straight up, and there's a bunch of snow.
Like a pachinko machine.
It's a pachinko machine, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I played that one. Yeah, so you have to go up to the top, you pull the thing, and you have to direct the ice cream into a bucket. In order for it to give you the thing. So you do that the first time, and you're like, sick, awesome. And then I sat and I was like, well, I know there's 2 more fucking bananas.
Yep.
So how the fuck? I only got 1. What do I do? And then I just started hitting shit, because that is how that's how you discover stuff.
It's the language of the game.
Just start destroying stuff. And I found a second bucket, but I had destroyed too much of the map.
Right.
To get the cubes to come down to be funneled into the thing, so I had to go back out, restart it with the knowledge, and then do it again, and then I was able to finish the thing. And I was like, wow, like that nobody else is understanding the language, has such a mastery of the language that they are trying to teach the player, that they can confidently be like, we understand that you're going to fuck this one up the first time. You're going to get in here. You're going to get it for sure, but you're not going to get it all the way that you want to. And you're actually going to be completely fine with it. You're not going to be pissed off or annoyed with us. You're just going to be like, oh, I simply will walk outside, walk back in, or just hit retry, restart, and then do it correctly with the knowledge that you have learned.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that in Yooka-Laylee. There's nothing. There's nothing like that in there are no as many 3D platformers as we have gotten in the time. The reason I think about it as a victory lap. Nobody else is doing it like this. Nobody else has a mastery of the language of play, and everybody is making their own language whenever they make their own video game, for sure. But sometimes you forget the words that you're trying to teach the player. At no point does Nintendo forget anything. Everything that happens in the game, they have basically taken into account on this one. So I don't know. I think it's the music is fucking incredible. Just nuts.
I feel like I've seen some people say that they're disappointed in the music, and I think the music is so good. I think it's I think people.
The thing I will say, there are no here's what it is. So much of it is good that
there's nothing individually.
Yes, there is no peak like the opening track in Country, which is a leitmotif that is used left and right in this game. There is nothing like the DK rap in this game, which is why they just used
you can't play it. Rap.
Yes, which is why it is in the game as it is.
Yeah,
the peaks are not as high, but it does mean that the floor is higher.
Yeah. I think that's totally true.
The song in the resort. Spoilers. It's location spoilers. I won't give you anything else. But the song in the resort layer, I posted yesterday. it literally feels like the Donkey Kong team went downstairs or across the office to the Animal Crossing folks and were like, can we get one?
They did.
Can we get one that you're not using? And they said, okay, for sure. And then they just put it in this one. It's kind of crazy.
The only thing I'll spoil about the Resort World is that, and this is like, I don't know, this is one of those things. It's like, fuck, all right, this game is really smart. There are these enemies that show up in Resort World that when you punch them, they make a rainbow arc of stone that you can basically walk on. Yeah. And like you're taught kind of early in that level. It's like, oh, this is how I create bridges to these other areas. Cool. You get further along in the stage, and the game's like, you haven't picked up one of these yet, have you? Because that's how it happened to me. I did not pick one of those.
I picked one up immediately, and I was deeply confused.
That's so funny.
I was startled
because I was like, I got there. I was like, yeah, I guess I didn't pick one up. Yeah, I didn't think of anything of it because it's just like something I can walk on. Yeah. Well, except when you pick up the rainbow stone, it rockets you up.
Yeah, straight up.
You hold it up, and it dissipates in mass as you go higher, and it'll disappear. But it's basically a rocket jump. Yeah, and so that's a new mechanic. And this game is just introducing new mechanics at that clip. It's so late in the game
to add a mechanic like that. Yeah, that completely modify. And in the Tempest layer.
Yes,
it recontextualizes the thing that you have done in the game previously, but for kind of no reason. It suddenly turns it into a mechanical reason to do the thing.
And the Tempest, and I've never said this before about a Mario game. The Donkey Kong Bananza level Tempest is basically a skill reset for you, where the game goes skill check. Do you know your shit? Yeah. Because this place is going to rock you. Yes. Actually. Yeah. If you don't. Which is a weird thing to talk about in a 3D platformer that Nintendo makes.
And again, it is so late in the... I figure I don't have very much to go, but I've been playing it for a long time. So I feel like I've got to be... I feel like I've got to be close at the end. Right. Like there's no way there's a lot more after this. Yeah, just really good. John, I know you love Odyssey.
I do.
So much. How are you feeling if you were to look back at however many hours you've put into it? Where are these stacking up in comparison in conversation with each other?
I think that there is something really beautiful about the specific structure and surprises that the Odyssey team put into those levels. Yeah. And then there's such a powerful post game in Odyssey that I can't speak to about Bananza at all yet because I haven't done it. Yeah. I have to imagine there is a post game because there's just so much you can do in this game. So, I just imagine that there's more. But I think I played through Odyssey so fast and it felt like I kind of turned my brain off. Yeah. And that felt really good. It felt like a bath for my brain a little bit. Donkey Kong it feels like I'm jet skiing. Sure. Like I've got to pay a little bit more attention. Yeah. I'm still in the water. I'm having a good time. But I have to lock in a little bit more. Sure. Yeah. There are moments where you can zone out. Fuck. I mean, just destroying stuff randomly is really fun. You still discover stuff and all that stuff. But I do feel like I'm a little more locked in because I'm thinking about, you're thinking constantly about the structures you're around and you're solving puzzles in ways that are much closer to the physical puzzles that you would get in Tears of the Kingdom than anything that has to do with, you put a hat on a bird and you know that the bird can poke its nose into a hole and the hole will unlock something. It's that's such a, once you learn that language, it's very easy to just recognize it. Whereas Bananza is introducing you to combinations of mechanics that you won't immediately recognize, but you'll have those pieces. and you'll be able to fit it together. Going back to your pachinko ice cream puzzle,
Mhm.
I knew there was something else before I even got rid of any of the snow. And here's how. I saw the basket.
Yeah.
I saw the ice cream dispenser.
Mhm.
I knew I would have to get the ice cream into the dispenser. I was like, where's the fucking other banana?
Yeah.
And you climb a wall to this other area
Yeah.
and you get one of the bananas.
Mhm.
And then I'm sitting there using the sonar ability,
Yeah.
which shows you where shit is.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I don't see another banana.
Yeah.
So that's when I started punching just little parts of the snow,
Mhm.
and I saw the basket in the middle.
Second basket, yeah.
And I was like, so I got it in one because I was like, I'm using every mechanic I know to go, well, there's not a loose banana
Yeah.
that I'm missing.
Yeah.
So there's something else here.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's just a lot of that,
Mhm.
like every 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And it's like, there's something really, really delightful about it. So recency bias, maybe, but I am very fond of this game in a way that I'm not quite as fond of with, because I had no emotional attachment to Mario and Cappy either.
Yeah.
But I really do like
their
Donkey
relationship
Kong and
is really
Pauline.
fun.
It's
really
cute.
delightful.
Yeah.
In a way, again, it is the most Disney story Nintendo has ever told, in that it is human child and animal friend. Animal friend helps child learn how to be themselves. And that's the whole story. Animal friend takes human child through animal world. Animals explain to child beauty and power of human child.
Yeah.
Human child grows as a result of time spent with animal friend.
Yeah.
Like,
it's great.
It's great. Like, it is not a complex, complicated story.
No.
But it's one that I really do think works. Whenever you go to bed and you can build little hideouts. I have a lot of questions about the fractones. And there does seem to be lore on them.
There seems to, I will say, there does seem, the only place I would say there's any sort of real narrative tension is kind of going like, what the fuck is up with the fractones?
What are they? There's one. My favorite fractone is the one that's just a Jiggy from Banjo-Kazooie, which is like, obviously the game is yelling at Rare left and right constantly, but it's really early on. But you turn a corner and then there's just one of these like rock people who have. Well, first of all, the first time you see the rock, they have these clown eyes that look like they're out of a Rare game. And you're like, wow, how on point, what a nice little nod. And then 2 hours later, you find one that is, again, I cannot stress this enough, just the shape of a Jiggy. Is the exact same shape as a Jiggy from Banjo-Kazooie, but with the eyes. And then you have to find the other pieces. So there's 3 slots in the puzzle piece. And you have to find the other little kid pieces that are scattered in the nearby area, and you have to find them and lead them back to the main piece.
Yes.
Why the fuck is he shaped like that? Do the house ones have rights? Like are they born as the house ones? A lot of people, I think, got really fucking hung up on whether or not Pauline is adult Pauline in New Donk City in Odyssey.
Right.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
I'm only talking about inside of this EXE. Is there, who rules the fractones? At some point, the fractones, here's the one that's actually fucking me up, John. Early in the game, there is a cube. There's like a lore cube where the fractones are like, hey, yo, we saw these fucking weird 4-legged animals and their necks are so long.
Super long.
And we think they're so cool. And then a little bit after that, you find fractones that look like giraffes. Later in the game, you get to the freezer layer. Those fuckers are zebras. You go to the forest level where you think, maybe that's where not a single fucking giraffe.
They're ostriches.
They're ostriches. Where are the giraffes that these rocks saw? and said, we think these guys are so fucking sick. We got to turn ourselves into them.
It's like it begs a few questions. One, have we just not gotten far enough? Maybe
Possible.
Or did the monkeys on the surface throw a giraffe into one of these holes a long time ago? Like, I think there's like one of two options. Like, we haven't gotten to the things yet, or the monkeys on the surface threw some giraffes down the hole.
It is inexplicable. When you build the hideout, right? You walk up to the house-shaped fractone.
Mm-hmm.
He builds the thing. He disappears. Where does he go? There are construction fractones that will build. They'll either destroy stuff. You pay them,
build stuff. Yeah.
Or they also disappear. Do they turn into the cannons?
Oh.
Do they become one with the rocks that they destroy?
Delicious question. Yeah, I don't know.
But the thing that is the most perplexing, is not any of these fractones, maybe other than the giraffe. The giraffe, I think, is actually one that we need to really think about.
Mm-hmm.
You get a butler fractone.
A butler, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he can change his own body shape.
He can change his body shape into any of like the shopkeepers. Yeah.
But it sounds like a process. Like if you listen to the noise that he makes, and then he's a different guy.
Yeah, he's a different guy. Yeah.
Can they all do that?
I think they can all do that. I mean, they're ones that point and then they stop pointing.
But
they're ones that I don't know. I think
is that the same? Because if you destroy any of them, they come back.
Why does the series like the giraffe thing is, I think, a great question. But to your point about the Jiggy, though, why does the Jiggy lose pieces?
Why does the Jiggy lose pieces?
Why does the Jiggy lose pieces? Because then those little parts
are they people?
Jiggy, they also have eyes.
Yes.
So then they follow you around. Then they become one with the bigger Jiggy, and their eyes disappear. So that team got like real fucked up one night, and they were just like, the rocks are alive. What? No, Donkey Kong's just like, he's destroying all the rocks. Why would the rocks be? Rocks are alive.
The rocks are alive.
I don't know what to tell you. But like, the rocks are alive. So you're destroying the rocks, but also you're trying to help the rocks. Don't overthink it. Just say yes. All right. So destroy the rocks, but also the rocks are basically just like the creatures that you're supposed to like kind of care about why the bad monkeys are doing to their world. And you're destroying everything around them. You're kind of interfacing with the good rocks. It's like, yeah.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah, that's it.
Got it in one.
Got it in one. It's very confusing.
Yeah. Anyway, it's good. Good game.
Good game.
I assume by this time next week we will have both finished.
Yeah, I think we will both have beaten it. I think I'm going to try to beat it this weekend.
Yeah.
And it's at least get to the post game content. You know, I don't know if I'll get to all 900 moons or whatever. I don't think there are that many bananas.
That's the other thing. I got to a point in Odyssey where when I left a moon, I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to look for these fuckers anymore.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I know that there was more, but like I'm just gonna go.
Some of them are not gratifying.
Yeah. And I need to be so clear. Some of the ones in this game aren't either.
Are not gratifying.
Like some of them, it's like okay, like what you wanted me to do was like bash through this wall, like straight into this wall, and then go down for a while to find the one.
I played like a bad like dirt labyrinth shrine.
Yeah,
that I was like, this was not good.
Yeah,
really, like you can't really see where you're going ever.
Yeah, the camera is atrocious.
Camera is a problem.
The camera really is really bad. And the thing that's the most unbelievable to me about the camera, and I couldn't figure out how to frame this in like a cogent enough way for a post, so I'm going to stumble through it here.
No, that's great.
But it is a testament to how bad the camera is that the camera is bad in photo mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have all of the ability to be like, okay, listen, at least in photo mode, it's fucking free cam. Whatever. Put it wherever.
Yeah, whatever.
No, like you point the stick in a direction in the photo mode, and it's like, do the fucking, I don't know.
Who
directly
knows?
inside of Donkey Kong is that's what you want. You touched it a centimeter up, and you wanted it in Donkey Kong. That's what you
want to see this. You want to see this ape's brain.
Yeah,
okay, fine.
You got it, champ. It's like, no. Well, of course not. Even without free from the confines of like, and again, I give them so much leeway on the camera being rough when you're literally inside of a mountain. Because if I close my eyes and think about Lucky 2 following Mario around in 64, where is he supposed to go?
Where's he going? Yeah.
But in the fucking photo mode, like, I don't know, dog. Just like put it anywhere else.
Yep.
Yeah, really, really, really good. When the best time to purchase a Switch 2 will be October 22nd. Because you will have available to you a Pokemon game that looks like one of those. I need to be so clear. But like, you'll have a Pokemon game. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it because I'm sick. You'll have a Pokemon game.
It is the named follow-up
to the one to the last one I
like. The best one in the past 5 years.
I would say it's the best one they ever made. But yes, to the last one that I liked, it is the sequel to that.
Yeah.
You'll have a Pokemon game. You will have that you can get bundled because they're getting rid of the Mario Kart bundle. And are switching it for the Pokemon bundle. I assume they'll kind of switch those back and forth
probably
on some sort of rotation. Metroid Prime will be out. This will be out, and Mario Kart will be out,
and Mario Kart. Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll
as well as like a handful of third-party games that are really good.
Yeah, and I think we are due for one little one. Like a little Nintendo game that like you aren't thinking about.
A little Nintendo. You could pick this up in October and get Cyberpunk if you haven't played it. Yeah. You can pick up a few third-party games that are pretty good. And I think by the time that date rolls around, you're having a very good time. Yeah. Yes. I agree.
And it seems they just have them. And again, who knows what anything will look like in October. Obviously,
who knows?
But it does seem like they just got them. I don't know if they are not walk into Target and get easy, but it is follow Wario 64 at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. You'll get a notification what says they are in stock at Target and Walmart.
If you follow Wario 64 and like consistently check the internet, you could, I think, pretty easily get a Switch 2 by like next week if you wanted.
Yeah. I don't think it would be hard.
No, I don't think it'd be hard. But this game is great. Are
you playing
Goofy?
Handheld or docked?
I have been playing a lot of this game in handheld.
Okay, I almost never used the Switch 1 docked anyway, so this has also just been handheld for me. But I feel like I remember you saying that you never played the Switch handheld.
I've played probably. I just hooked it up to one of my bigger TVs, and I did play like a few hours of it, and I enjoyed it. But like I think I've been playing about 70% of it handheld.
Okay, yeah. The thing it runs whatever, like it's fine. But like the thing that actually I have walked away from is that holding the Switch 1 in my hands was painful because of the shape of the Joy-Con, because they were little. They are bigger now and they fit in my hand slightly differently because the curvature on them is different because they're thinner, I think, or something is up with them, but it doesn't hurt my hands anymore.
This feels good to play. I've split my time with Donkey Kong Bonanza. I have played Cyberpunk 2077 completely in handheld. And have felt really good after every session. So
I
not something I could say about the older, like the original Switch feels, when it's fully put together, still feel like the Joy-Cons still feel like cheap toys attached to
a thing. Yeah.
The Switch 2 does not feel like that.
No.
It feels like a very complete product
And that's
that is
magnets.
in your hands. And that's magnets.
That literally that's magnets.
That's magnets.
Yeah.
It does not feel like a cheap toy connected to a screen. It feels like if you handed that to me and said these things do not come off, and this is a full product like a Steam Deck, I'd be like,
yeah,
that makes that, yes,
which is why people like the Switch Lite, and I think why like the Switch Lite for this, or the Switch 2 Lite is going to go crazy. I think.
Yes, I agree.
They should.
I agree.
They won't. They wouldn't. Man, I just had such a bad idea.
What?
Such a bad idea. What if the Switch 2 Lite has the OLED screen?
Oh, I mean,
because
I don't think they're above it. I don't think they're above it.
On it is that it is so, like, obviously, yes, there are LCD screens that they make that are as big as the Switch, but there are so many more OLED screens at that size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Nintendo hates using stuff that's new.
Mm-hmm.
They hate it.
They love using old stuff.
They love using old stuff. And we've been making like 5.5 to 6 inch OLED screens for a really long time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they're cheap. Like you can't, it's hard to get a budget phone now that doesn't have an OLED screen.
Yes.
Budget. I need to be so clear. Budget. What the phone manufacturers are describing as budget, not if you like go into Walmart and want to spend $75 on a phone, which you can do. Mm-hmm. Those are LCD still, but like, you know what I mean? Anyway, it's not going to happen. It'll be an LCD, but I think it would be delightful
probably.
if
it'd be very funny.
It would be so funny.
It'd be very funny. All right, that's Bananza. That's great. Hey, let's run down some news stories. Why not?
Okay.
This is the biggest story of the week, probably maybe the biggest story of the year. It goes hand in hand with a lot of stuff we were talking about last week in terms of our backslide into fascism as expressed by things like Roblox's AI bullshit and the 24/7 amateur surveillance state with the Coldplay concert and beyond. And also, we did mention that Steam was facing some pressure to remove not safe for work adult games from their storefront. As of this week, itch.io has de-indexed all not safe for work games, meaning that anything with that tag has been removed. Not only kind of adult porn games, but also games that discuss like very, very mature themes or mental health or things like that. So this was a blanket de-indexing that made a bunch of things unsearchable and actually permanently removed some games from the storefront. This was after pressure was made by major payment platforms like MasterCard under pressure from a group called Collective Shout, which calls themselves a grassroots campaign movement that protests the objectification and sexualization of women and girls. They are basically just an anti-porn right-wing group. And this is just a new financial censorship thing. We have seen this before with OnlyFans and other websites in the past where there's been pressure from a payments platform and they've had to pivot and do some other things. Porn sites are actually just like kind of Wild West right now in terms of just like how you do pay for them. Sometimes they will allow crypto and other things like that because it's so decentralized and fucked up now because of these payment platforms. Anyway, that is all to say that this has happened very quickly. I'd be remiss to say if like a lot of this reporting, especially on the itch.io side, early and Collective Shout, was done by Anna Valens over at the now dead, basically, former Waypoint thing. I'm not going to touch any of that stuff. I might do a bonus where I talk about some of that stuff. I'm just acknowledging that happened and that's part of it. So if you're like, why did you ignore that? I will go there, but not in this episode. We're going to stick with this and just say, this is a huge deal. It's It's a thing that itch.io has said that they're basically evolving. They clearly had some sort of pressure from these payment platforms. They don't want to interrupt the payment platform, the payment services of all the other games that are on the website. So they acted very, very quickly. There are now campaigns to basically call these payment platforms and pressure them, counter pressure them into reinstating this and all of that, which is all to say this is just a clusterfuck and we don't know what's going to happen. Itch, to their credit, seems like pretty dedicated to like restoring this stuff through other means and verification processes, which is also kind of what we've seen with porn over the past few months. But that's all an extra layer of bullshit to basically buy a video game.
Yeah.
Okay, now I can breathe. That's basically the story. Wired actually just filed their very, very comprehensive piece about this. So Megan, who writes a lot about games culture, she's awesome. You should be subscribing to Wired. They've done amazing
like $2
political reporting. It's like super cheap, and also a lot of their reporting on stuff like this is like they wait. Which is kind of what I like about Wired is that, like, guess what? They're capital J journalists. They wait to see the full kind of breadth of the story, and then they've got it all together. It's very, very good, great piece. That was filed only about an hour ago as of the recording of this podcast. So you should go check that out. I'll put it in the show notes.
Katie Drummond, imagine being, I don't know, Geo Media, hypothetically, and then just saying, actually, Katie Drummond, get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
Just get out of here. We don't need
get out of skedaddle.
Fucking idiots.
Get the fuck out of here.
I got nothing on this one particularly that hasn't already been said.
No, sure.
I think the thing that it's tough. I think the part of it that I do want to like play with is that like it is insane that the worst people on the planet are correct about crypto. Right. Because that's the other part of this, right? Is that like
we're about Nikki, we are about to enter, and it's like I think this is good. We are about to enter a world in which like all the sex workers from 18 months ago that were like, don't fucking hate on me because I accept Bitcoin. Like you don't know what it's like out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where the line of thinking is so clear.
And I've been like casually telling people in my life that for like I'm like I agree with you. Crypto sucks. Like the verb, but it's like there are people in our society who I believe should be protected. Who the only way they are able to get paid is consistently is through that stuff right now.
Yeah, and it is like the idea. The thing that I am. And this is like, is pessimism, not because I am a pessimist, but is pessimism based off of the fact that we are living in fascistic times, to be so clear.
Yes.
But the idea that enough gamers are going to call Visa and Visa is going to say, you know what? You're right. We're going to let itch.io, a website everybody knows about, sell the pornography games on the no. But like it just isn't. Like it just isn't going to happen that way. And I would love to be wrong.
I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong about that, but you're right. What's going to happen is that it's just going to slowly institute measures of control that those platforms will be comfortable with, but some of those porn games will never reappear on the site.
And that fucking
sucks.
Because we live in a society in under systems, right? Where and this is it's so fucking tough because the words I'm gonna say are libertarian and
I know
they are conservative leaning, but they are, I think if you so far separate yourself from the manifestations that these things have do actually lead into what you think a personal freedom is. Okay?
Yes.
We live in a place now where I have my money.
Yes.
Right? But I don't hold my money.
No.
My money goes into somewhere else, physically goes into somewhere else. Or actually, none of my money specifically is ever physical. unless I
Right.
make an active choice to turn it physical. It's always ones and zeros.
Mm-hmm.
Goes into a computer
Mhm.
that somebody else controls,
Mhm.
that I then have the right to access
Mhm.
when they say it's okay for me to access those ones and zeros. That I did do the work required to earn.
This is going to be insane to try to just say, because I think most people who listen to us understand this already.
Yeah.
But just in case you're not in our community and you're whatever, when you go to the bank and go, it's time for me to pull money out of my account. The human person across from you is not 100% sure they will be able to hand you that money.
Yep.
In the sense that that money in your quote unquote account does not exist as a decentralized, owned by you thing.
Yeah.
It is part of a pool that the bank is agreed exists.
Mm-hmm.
And at any moment, they could just decide you don't really have that money. You don't have access to that money.
And it manifests itself in a lot of different ways, right?
It does.
It is sometimes as simple as like you write a check. This drove me up a fucking wall when I was a teenager because I didn't get it until like much later in my life as to why in the past it worked like this, but we have turned the reasoning for it has completely changed.
Yes.
My grandpa would give me checks for what at the time was like crazy money. It was like $400. Sometimes he would write me a check.
Amazing.
But for my child's account, that was too much money. So if I put the check into the bank, Chase would be like, you get $100 of this. And we'll hold on to the rest of it until we decide that it is okay for you to access it. Now, in the past, that was because sometimes if you went to the bank in your town and you were like, I'm going to deposit a check or try to cash a check for $10,000, the bank might not have $10,000 on hand.
Yes.
And if you were like, I wouldn't need that cash, they'll be like, please come back in a couple of days when we have called the money men to get the cash to you. But now when they say that, it's not because they don't have the $300 or the $400 or whatever. It's just it's arbitrage. They've just decided that actually you specifically don't get to have that money.
No.
The entire system is built off of that.
It's built off of that completely.
Which is why we are now in this situation where people who are just making art and on one side, and the other side is just people who want to purchase the art, are having to deal with a third guy, a middleman is what they call him, who has no interest really in anything that happens on either side of the equation. But they are integral to the process of me giving artist money.
Yes. Yes.
And there's no way, because everything is built off of the fact that the guy in the middle has the control. You calling Visa, which again, I did this morning, and I also think you should too. If not because it is
the
going
same principle of calling my local congressman when I know goddamn well he's not going to even listen to it. And if he did, he'd just be masturbating the whole time because he's a sick fuck that doesn't actually care about what his constituents say.
Sure,
but I still think it's valuable to do.
Yes, because if anything, it is to your own conscience makes it clear and real.
Yes.
How little control we have currently, like how much the control of your own life has been removed from your agency, right? Like these are the things that we as a collective have said as a collective, not you individually, as a collective have been like, actually it's chill that none of the money I make actually is mine.
Controlled. Yep.
and is controlled by me. And someone else gets to make a decision on whether or not I can send $20 to a person making art somewhere else. And that is the thing that you should get mad about. Now, if the leverage point for you is I'm calling Visa and I'm going to talk to someone on the phone, absolutely, that's huge.
Yes.
But the conversations that you actually need to be having are, how do we decentralize and stop relying on large institutions like Visa and MasterCard? And what does that look like? Which gets me to the beginning of the point I made, which is that it's fucking crazy.
It's tough.
Right?
Tough, dude.
That like
it's
you
tough.
watch these fucking Coinbase commercials that air at the middle of every WNBA game, and they're like, "Hey, did you know your money's not yours?" And then you're like, "Well, damn, like, yeah, you're right. Like, you are right, Coinbase. Unfortunately, the money's not mine." But then you go to get a Coinbase debit card. What's the payment processor on that bad boy? That's right. It's fucking Visa.
It's Visa.
So like, I don't have the answer. I say all of these things not to be doom and gloom, because I can't be more doom and gloom than the society that already exists.
Nikki's revealing themselves to be someone that buries gold in their backyard, and that's okay. Like, that's all right.
It doesn't
like,
even.
I need to be so clear. I need to be so clear. When I'm saying that, like, yeah, when we say that, like, yeah, these freaks are right about crypto, I am not invested in crypto.
No,
I do not believe in crypto. I'm not recommending that you go do anything related to crypto. Everyone who listens to this probably knows where I stand on that issue. My point is that when the sex worker blue sky apocalypse happened, which feels like ages ago, but it wasn't that long ago, there was this big divide between a lot of sex workers that were like, don't judge me, this is how I have to get paid. And a lot of people who were basically like, fuck you, go back to Twitter with where Elon is. And I'm telling you, you might have been wrong about just being like, no, go back to Twitter, you fascist. No, like, a lot of these platforms that they were working on literally will not take a PayPal payment, a Visa payment, a MasterCard payment. They won't. And now we're face down the barrel of a situation where we don't know how we're going to get games that are about domestic violence. Like, they're academics making games that are very interesting. And I'm not saying that they're more or less valuable than just porn games. I'm just saying we're losing a spectrum of things that now belong to this chunk that we do not know how to pay for as a consumer. And
because we can't.
And all of us on kind of the lefty side of game development who have decided that all this shit is bad for good reason, I'll say, are now faced with, like, what alternative? What is the alternative?
Yeah. Which
like,
is
where do you go? Like, do you stop making the art? Do you give it away for free?
For sure.
Do you like what are the options?
It's I don't know, but that's the you start again. This is just fascism playbook 101. You start with the outside class. And in this country specifically, and in the West broadly, that is sex work. That's just where you start, because it is the most vulnerable. We are a Protestant nation built off of the idea that God sent us here to do cool shit. You know what God hates? Extramarital sex. So if you just follow that line straight down, every single thing that has happened that involves the removal of rights begins with violence against sex workers. And the secondary step is past the violence against sex workers. It is violence against people who like the things that sex workers do.
Are doing. Yes.
Which, gang, is everybody.
Which is everyone.
So that's the thing. Like, that the step one is it's a small group of people. The second step is everybody.
It's pretty much everyone.
So you get into these situations where it's like, well, if we as a collective, again, as a collective when these folks were like, hey, we are under attack.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about it? And everyone was like, that doesn't really seem like it's my problem.
Yeah. I mean, everyone was pretty much just like, fuck you. If you're going to do crypto, then fuck you. It's like, well, what power do you have to go to these payment platforms and just change their mind over what? The problem is we are facing a fascistic group that believes in the moral degradation of society and believes it is connected to those things.
Yeah.
Believes it is connected to addiction, to sex, to queerness, to non-Christianity. And they will take those things and apply them to fucking everything.
Every single thing. So
everything.
I don't know what on this one.
I don't know what the solution is.
No, on this one specifically.
You and I just talked about crypto in a way that was insane. like to hear us talk about that like a year ago. Again, I can't stress this enough. I'm not saying like it's a good thing.
No,
I am saying like the promise of a deregulated currency is kind of what gets us out of this
specific thing. And it's it is not a solve for the rest of it. In an ideal scenario,
not at all.
It doesn't matter how you pay for a thing. It is the fact that you did pay for the thing.
Right.
You had the money there was a service or good that you wanted. You had the funds to acquire the service or good. You exchanged them. And then
it is crucially not hurting anyone else.
Yes. And that's it.
Which should just be the rule of like commerce.
And the arm of this that is problematic. Well, all of it is. But the language of that decentralization was immediately and first co-opted by the worst people you know.
Yes. 100%.
So the path forward, again, is a thing I think about constantly. Is how do we, as folks on the left of the political spectrum, who are ostensibly in service of the well-being of every single person,
of other people
around us, how do we ensure that complacency is not actually the thing that we move with, and instead we are not afraid to step on toes and be fucking annoying, because the people we are going up against have made millions of dollars off of the back of being annoying. I read that story. This is kind of on the same point. I read this story about the fucking whatever fucking nerd, I hate this guy, was in charge of the what are they called? The people who pretend to be computers on the internet? The VTuber studio?
Oh, VTuber. Yeah. Yes.
Sojo. I don't know. Listen, I'll say this. Remember all that cool stuff I just said? I think VTubing is stupid. I think it's fucking dumb. I don't really mean that.
You know, I know a little bit. We just said all that stuff. Anyway.
I mean it a little bit.
Anyway.
All of this is to say, that guy's the dumbest person on the entire planet.
Yes,
he convinced enough people to give him $11 million as seed money for his business of talent agent for VTubers.
Yes.
Do you know how hard it would be for me to have a good idea and then get $11 million from any group of people at any scale? It would be impossible.
Be impossible. If you want to read a piece on this,
it's on the
go to the
Verge. Yeah.
Ash Parrish has put together a good piece on this. So you can go
Woman who threatened to steal my dog.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Ash Parrish.
Well, we should steal her dog.
One of the nicest people in games, Ash Parrish.
Oh my God. She's so nice. So smart too. Gosh.
So
it seems unfair, right?
Yeah.
To be that nice and that smart.
What's that like?
I hate that. I hate that for her.
We don't have I hate that for her. To be so clear, I think a lot about like I don't mean this from actually I'm gonna should I say it? Nah.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I think I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right.
The part of it I will
we've
say,
said, you know what?
We've said a lot. The part I will say is that like I think a lot of these conversations, and especially with the full-throated nature of the way that we just had the one we just had, usually the end of it is like a second step. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I
think the idea of calling Visa and MasterCard is fine. I think if they decide to roll this back in some meaningful way, great. But that does not mean that this is a win. We are seeing I do not mean to be a downer. Donald Trump is trying to pass an executive order as of like 2 hours ago that will criminalize addiction and mental illness and other factors. Like this is a deep escalation of these things. So Visa and MasterCard backing off on this for a minute doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And I
think that's the thing that I'm stuck with.
Yes. And that's for me personally, just as a window into my personal politic, is that like that's the part I struggle with. I can get on board with social safety net sideways growth, or like being mutual aid as methods, like as a method of cultural regeneration, like being
supporting
able
community
to community, like talking to your neighbors, like that kind of stuff. The money I don't know. That has to be someone that isn't me.
Yeah.
Like it just has to be someone that isn't me, which is why you then have to, the step after like small community stuff that is going to enrich your life literally personally. But like you have to put people in positions who are going to then protect you at the highest levels from companies like Visa and MasterCard who are moving in these ways.
Yes.
And again, that's not me. That's not John.
No,
it's not any other podcaster on the planet.
I think I also very clearly need to say that like the reason we're trying to do this like kind of like 4D chess mind origami about what to do next is that the thing that would actually fix it is a string of events that one, I can't say out loud. Like very crucial, I cannot say out loud, but also I think are exceedingly unlikely. To be honest, of just kind of like, what if just the shorthand of what I mean is like, what if everything worked out?
Yeah. What if everything was fine?
It's like, what if everything worked out?
Yeah.
And that's the shorthand for a bunch of stuff happening that I can't say out loud.
Yeah.
And if everything worked out, then great. Then we would have those like, we so didn't fucking, not really at least, we so didn't fucking care about our payments processors 20 years ago, because payments processors making online payments was almost a direct was basically a direct result of sex work online. Like that's the thing that this is the full circle thing of these payment platforms at one point were like, this is a big opportunity.
Yes.
And now they're being controlled by people who are moral fascists.
Yes, exactly.
So it's just,
and
it could be aimed at us at any time.
Yeah. That's
the thing.
That is the thing that is important. They are literally incentivized to do this. They make money when you spend money using your money. Yes. Think about, stop your car. When you spend your money that you worked for, Visa makes money.
Yes. 100% of the time.
Every time. It doesn't matter on what you spend it on. They just make money. That's busted. That's just fundamentally busted. And yes, to John's point, they were fine with it.
They were fine with it 20 years ago.
They were fine with it on fucking November 1st, 2024.
Yeah, on November 1st, 20. Well, yeah.
You know what
they'd had some issues. I do know some issues. But they had some issues, but yes.
They were
for the most part, yes.
Recently.
Yes.
It's a cudgel that is being used.
Yes.
Because they have access to it, not for any other reason. Because again, they are just incentivized by where they think they will be able to make the most money. They've identified that the number of queers buying porn games is their words. The number of queers buying porn games on itch.io is so insignificant that it doesn't matter if we turn it off, because the number of people who called us to complain, they're the ones who have the voting power, who put the person who was in charge of the country in charge of the country.
And enough people within that organization probably feel like, man, this isn't any sort of big loss from a cultural standpoint. They probably believe that. So what is it to them? I mean, so again, this can always be aimed at us. So unless everything just works out, we have to actually start thinking about solutions.
Yeah.
And Cameron Kunzelman and some other people online have said, like, we actually need just more platforms than itch.io, because itch.io is not very large and it's not very well staffed.
Yeah.
But when I say well staffed, I mean the numbers of people to accommodate a crisis like this.
Their itches, like,
it's so small. It's so small.
Yeah. And it also should not be like
it should not be the dam here.
No, and it should not be the thing. Itch.io should not be the dam. If anything, it should be Steam, right? Like Valve is the
like Gabe Newell could actually do something.
No, for sure. But then instead, right, the thing that we got the most in the wake of the beginning of this moment, this news moment.
Yes.
The story we got from Gabe is actually, I've been retired for like 10 years.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, like, go fuck yourself. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, right, and
who's driving the boat then? Who's that? What single name are we going to call that person? It's goofy.
Yeah. I think like we cannot look to any of these systemic platforms as saviors.
No, we can't.
So stop trying to think that, like, just because it's, and I don't think anybody in this audience believes it, but if you're trying to share this with someone else,
I mean, again, can't stress this enough. Yes, call Visa.
No, yeah,
but there's a step 2.
Yes, but there's a step critically. 2. I don't know what it is. On this one, the only thing I'm trying to do, that John and I are trying to do in the last 30 minutes of this conversation, is not tell you what that second step is. Because I don't know. Just trying to explain to you all of the angles.
Dear listener, if you know a way to make this all work out,
VGBs.
Keep it to you know what? Keep it to yourself, and also VGBs.com/join.
Join the hive.
We just don't know. We don't know. We started this conversation with like, the promise of crypto actually does make some sense, which is insane to say.
But the idea, which is what money, like critically, that's what money is.
I know. But I do agree with you. I hadn't even really thought about it that thoroughly, but it's like, it is something that I think is part of this conversation, is how it's a possible weapon in this fight, but I just don't. Again, Nikki and I don't. We
don't know.
We don't know.
Don't come to the games podcast for that.
Like we are at, like, I think Nikki is one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life, but we are at our fucking limits.
I got nothing.
We ran up into it. Like, I think I'm kind of smart. It's like we're running up against it. We're hitting that wall. We don't know what's next. And we just know how to talk you through it, but we have no idea what's on the other side of it.
And to the credit, on the point of, like, I'm trying to get off of the computer. And so critically, so many of the people I know need to get off. I'm not like explicitly naming you in this, John. No, but like the reason we are doing all of the fighting we are doing on the computer is because none of us know what the fuck else to do. So we're eating each other alive.
I know.
And it's like, are some of the people that we're eating fucking horrible? Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes they are kind of the worst. They're the worst, most annoying people. But a society is unfortunately built off of working alongside the most annoying people, you know?
Yeah. It's true. And I mean, to Nikki's point, I'm just like not knowing what to do. I mean, I wrote a thread, I want to say 5 days ago, that was basically like, I'm really happy that like so many of my friends are getting work. It's just kind of a bummer that like half of them are owned by a venture capital firm or an NFT game maker or the second largest retailer in the world. Like, I'm just, and then I just ended it with like, I don't have a solution. I don't know where the money is coming from.
And like, I literally don't know where the money is coming from. Like, we are in
I'm bummed out by that in a lot of ways, but I'm like, I don't know how you're getting paid otherwise right now.
Yeah.
So
we are in the dark times.
Yeah.
It's like straight up, this is just the period of time you read about in A Push where you were like, there's no way this was real. Because it seemed like it fucking blew.
Yeah.
Like like me in the halcyon days of like I have such vivid memories because of watching the Colbert Report while I was in AP Gov and being like, I think this is important, but can't really
articulate it.
Like just watching Citizens United, the moment of Citizens United happening and be like, I know this is big, but like, I don't have the language to figure it out. And the only way I'm learning about it as a child is through the Comedy Man on the television. And my history teacher has fucking nothing on this one.
No idea.
So like, I don't know.
Hey, 90% of the country learned about the Tulsa Massacre from an HBO show about superheroes. So that's where we are.
So maybe it's all gone.
So I mean, like,
so maybe the whole game is gone. You know?
I do remember growing up and sometimes despairing. And my parents would be like, "Listen, like every generation deals with their own issues. Like it's okay. Like this is fine. We've and then genuinely over the past like 5 years, my parents have they've dropped that and been like, this is the fucking worst it's ever been. Dog, like we're so happy to be dead soon." Like there's like, dude,
yeah.
Pack watch, rip bozo to us.
Yeah, to us. It's just crazy. And like, crazy. I don't know. That's it. Like we gotta move on. I think
we gotta move on. Hey, I don't think we got anything else. We gotta move on. Final Fantasy MTG set made 200 million in one day. That's crazy, huh?
Oh, that's awesome.
And good for them. They needed some walking around money.
I went to Tennocon.
You did go to Tennocon. You want to talk about that?
Obligated to talk about it now.
Sure, let's talk about it.
Hi. Thank you to Digital Extremes for sending me to London, Ontario, Canada last week.
Which like I didn't hear anything bad about. I will
say, listen. I said this.
It's a place where people live.
It's a place where people live, and I think I might have been mean to it on the program last week. But it was from a place, not a good place. I think it was just from a place of, I'll say it, privilege and entitlement.
Sure.
I just think that the word city means something. Okay.
I mean, just as I told Nikki about something totally different that I was being a bitch about in text privately, sometimes there's bile where the blood should be.
And
sometimes that happens.
And that's life.
That's okay. That's life.
No, for real though. Thank you to DE for sending me out for Tennocon. A game that I know shockingly little about, considering I've played it for maybe a calendar day of my human life, which is I feel like if I've done anything for that long, I should know something about it, but I don't.
I've played that game for about 5 to 6 hours, and I honestly still couldn't tell you much about it. No.
And I'll say I didn't really learn anything about it while I was there. and that's not the fault of anybody, but it's like that's a convention
Can I just say though that like you being like I didn't learn about it much. I don't know if you did this because you were there, you were living it, but my experience of a lot of other people that went to Tennocon that I'll just say I was surprised went to Tennocon. They made a lot of posts on Blue Sky that was like, the fuck is this game about? Like they did kind of like make a lot of posts that was like, what actually is this game?
So I think the thing that I learned a lot about the people involved with the video game Warframe. And I think that is actually the thing that I walked away from it the most with, or walked away from it thinking about the most, is that it is an unbelievably dedicated group of people who are making that video game. They really, 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 really love the video game that they are making, and they love like capital L, big love, like not like, they love the people that they're making the video game for. And I don't think that every video game studio on God's green earth feels the same way.
No, they don't. They absolutely don't. There are people who fucking loathe the game that they're making for other people. Yeah, and the people that they're making it for.
And that goes so far. And it is tangible in the ways that Megan and Reb and the rest of the folks on the Warframe, like specifically the Warframe team, talk about both the game and the players. It is evident in the conversations that I had with the folks on the community team. They showed a bunch more of Soulframe, which is third person character action fantasy RPG. Like it's one of those.
At least one of us on the show has an early access code to that.
Both John, you think you think they sent me to Canada on their dime and didn't give me a code to Soulframe?
I doubted it, but we hadn't talked about it. So yeah. But I do want to check it out. So.
I would love a computer on which I could play the video game Soulframe.
That's true.
I literally I'm sitting we went on a tour of the office on the day. When did I get in? Did I get in on Wednesday? And I left on Sunday?
Wednesday sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you left Dallas Monday, went to LA. Was in LA, then you went to Wednesday. Yes.
So we went on a tour of the office.
Yes.
And which is like, it just looks like it looks like a game studio. Like it just looks like one of those, but they have a theater, and they showed us what they were going to show off before the Tennocon, like the actual convention. So it was 30 minutes of gameplay of Soulframe, which you can go check out on the Warframe YouTube channel, and then 30 minutes of Warframe. And I'm sitting in the back with Near and Mike, who we worked with at Fanbyte. And
Three,
the first thing I said,
Digital Extremes, the place that collected the most
Yes.
miners
Yes.
at once.
and
It's Mike Williams, it's Nier, and Paul Tamayo. So
we watched the 30 minutes and I was like, that was delightful. It is like, it's a really fun little vertical slice of the game. They show you basically what is, if you play Destiny or have played Destiny, it is the equivalent of a strike. Is kind of what it feels like. Like that's the amount of time that it takes from the beginning to the end. It tells a singular story set within the broader umbrella, where you this bear eats an evil seed, and then the seed is cursed, and then you have to save the bear, and blah 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 blah. Go watch it. And Nier. Bless their heart. Nier's like, what did you think? And I'm like, holy shit, video games look good. And it's because I haven't played a good looking video game on a personal computer in a long time. And I was like, I didn't really realize that they could look like that.
Like this. Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I think I gotta buy another computer on the with the job I don't have. Yeah. Anyway. To go back. Sorry. I feel like I've talked a lot on this episode. Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
This team on both sides, on the Soulframe side and the Warframe side, really, really cares about their players, and their players really, really care about the games. And that manifests in there were, I think there were 3,000, 4,000, we'll split the difference, say 3,500 people at this convention. I talked to, in a way that like I don't even talk to people at Summer Game Fest, ostensibly with people who are my peers, who I look dead in the eye and I'm like, I know we follow each other on Blue Sky, and you just aren't going to talk to me. So like that's fine, like whatever. But like I talked to more people standing in line, standing in the elevator, walking from point A to point B, just because they were excited about the thing that they were looking at and the thing that they had come out to see. And that is awesome. That's cool as hell. There were people sitting in, thousands and thousands of people sitting in the room at this little convention center as they explained how they keyframed the idle animations for some of the enemies in Warframe 99 or 1999. And I was like I was sitting there and I was journaling about it. And I was like, I was kind of getting a little bit emotional because I was thinking about how much of a better scenario we would be in if everybody cared about the art that they consumed in this way. And then I thought about it one step further and I'm like, actually, is it the obligation of the artist when the artist has millions and millions of dollars? Is it actually the obligation of the artist or the team enabling those artists to put themselves in front of the players so that when you go buy a Madden game, you don't just think that the computer made a Madden?
The computer made it. It's people that made it. That guy did a fucking keyframe animation of Saquon Barkley doing the backwards hurdle.
Jump, right? Like, yes,
and he had to watch so many clips of that he got emotional doing. It's like
that is such a good The number of people, because that animation it was not in Madden 26.
It was not 25. It will be in this.
It has to be in this one. That was a team of people's calendar month.
Yes.
Of their human time on this earth. It's gonna make me cry. Like, of their human time on this earth was spent building that. I watched these immensely talented artists talked about the ways that they breathe life into tanks. There is a guy on their team whose hallmark is that he makes all of the enemies in that game kind of like bounce a little bit for no reason. But it's like, what if they had that trademark little shake,
they had a little bounce,
like they were alive, and they keyframed, or they showed through step by step the ways that they instilled life into a fucking tank in a video game. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I am so lucky to be alive at the same time as these people making these video games that I am not going to play. But what a miracle that we are here at the same time. And what a miracle it is that these people have all come to an agreement that this is meaningful and important. that we sit down and are like, yeah, please fucking tell me about your nerd shit. Tell me about how long it took you to please scroll out so far on your narrative tree that it breaks the computer that is running the show because you've scrolled out so far and you're loading so much text that the computer has no idea what to do with it.
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's neat that Digital Extremes as a company has decided that, and I want to be so clear, I think their PR marketing arm is very, very good. But what they've decided is that their PR marketing arm also includes the soup to nuts production of the thing that they're making.
Yes.
Like there's such a thing where it's like you see a fucking sizzle reel of BioWare and you see people sitting in front of their computers scrolling through a keyframe.
Yeah.
But it's 2 seconds of a 90-second
and it means nothing.
And it means nothing. And it's the thing is that you know that person, like you said, has dedicated their last month to making this thing work the way that it does.
Yeah.
And it would be so incredible if more companies kind of opened up their existence to us to say, God, how passionate and cool and excited are we to make this thing?
And that's the second part of the thing that I was really thinking about is that Rebecca Ford came off of the community team. She's now the creative director for the video game Warframe. There are basically 0 other people in the entire industry who came from that pipeline. Usually the creative director comes from a programming computers side of the stack. And usually these things are walled off. The people who are marketing and doing PR and doing community for a video game get stuff and put it out. It's not like a big tent as they say. There is no So the idea that Reb came from the community team and is now basically in charge of the video game is crazy. But then you only get that if you empower the people on the team. Reb is unbelievably good at her job. You only get that if you empower the people on the team to be able to talk about the shit that they're making in ways that people are going to resonate with.
Yes.
The audience said, we really like Reb. And then the team internally, her bosses were like, seems like everybody likes Reb and she's really smart.
Really likes Reb.
What if we put Reb into a position where she had more sway and could do more things? And then she became the creative director of the video game Warframe. When we then think about the space is continuing to contract because we are watching as Microsoft fires every single person who works at the company, as Sony continues to do whatever the fuck they're doing over on the side, and everyone's like, do you even make games? And they say, I don't know.
I don't know.
God of War comes out in 2 years. I don't know.
Last of Us, we got a book coming out with the script in it.
Is that what you want? That's what you want, right?
Yep.
And I just think about what the world could look like. Not even the world, what the space could look like.
Yeah.
If instead of relegating these unbelievably smart, talented folks to 15 seconds in a 3-minute long sizzle reel, like you said, of them pulling the mouth of a dog open while they work on Call of Duty. And that's it.
Yeah. While a voiceover is like, oh yeah, we're building the most amazing worlds. It's like in these vagaries.
Yes. Yeah. That doesn't mean anything. No. When you show the people who already have given you money, they have already told you they care about the thing. If you then are so kind enough to explain to them, hey, did you know that the people who made the thing that you like have thoughts and opinions and ideas? And not every convention needs to have 30,000 fucking people at it. Tennocon has intentionally, by design, from the people I spoke to, intentionally and by design only has a capacity of 4,000 people.
Yeah.
It sold out in like 70 seconds this year.
Yeah.
And they probably could go up to 5,000 or 6,000 people all of this is to
Yeah.
say, it costs them money, but the other side of it, at the peak of when I was in the middle of the Tennocon, like the main show bit, where they announced that the next expansion, they're going back to Tau, which is a planet it's a solar system actually that is referenced early on in the video game, but you never go to. That's where the next bit is coming in 2026. There were 250,000 people watching the stream on Twitch.
It's crazy.
250,000 concurrents.
Crazy.
At one, I think the peak had to have been like 300,000.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that Activision that you don't think that the Call of Duty audience cares enough that you could sell 4,000 tickets to then get 250,000 people watching conversations about how you made the video game? Like, you're a clown if you don't think that's possible.
You really are. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll just say it from a fucking, like, okay, from an Activision lens. That's a great example. If you go on TikTok and watch like sportsmanship moments in sports, there are grown men who play Call of Duty 40 hours a week who are openly weeping about these hyper masculine expressions of like joy and empathy, and it's like, we could have a better world.
We really
If you went to the Call of Duty people and said, talk about the gun charm creation, like you give a shit about it for 10 minutes.
Because
it would fucking work, and someone does. Like, genuinely.
Like, on both sides of the equation. There is a person who is making the thing because they are an unbelievably talented artist who is telling the computer to make you feel.
Correct. Yes.
The hardest thing a person has ever. We went to the moon, and I'm actually going to argue right now that, like, the idea.
No, 100%.
The idea that, like, you could play a video game and feel a thing is more difficult in my brain than sending a guy to the moon.
Yeah. Right.
That person exists. On the other side, there are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who, if given the opportunity to hear the person who designed the skin that they like in the video game talk about their inspiration for the skin, the stuff that they looked at while they were designing the skin, the iteration of the process of that skin,
a fun, wacky problem they had trying to solve something. It's like,
it is going to inspire people left and right. We sat before the concert. They really shove a lot of stuff into 2.5 days.
There was a cosplay parade,
a cosplay contest, and there was a concert in the same event. The cosplay contest had a non-competitive component and a competitive component, and the competitive prize was 10,000 Canadian dollars.
Wow!
You got a big check, which was I thought was delightful.
That's fun.
There were people who placed and had huge crowd pops who had never done cosplay before.
Oh, that's so sweet.
They did not know before they watched the last one they did last year and got inspiration from watching the people be so inspired and so in love with the video game Warframe that they said, I think I could probably do that. They learned how to fucking sew. They learned how to construct a garment. That is a skill that we are going to need when the Old Navy is closed.
Yeah. Yes.
And to sit in the crowd, and I'm watching as these people are dressing up as characters that I've never seen a day in my fucking life.
Yeah, you have no idea. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm tearing up because these people are amped to celebrate not only this thing that they like, but to celebrate each other. And the amount of courage that it takes to stand up in front of a group of 5,000 or of 3,000 people and be like, here's this thing I made.
Here's this thing
that I am proud of. And then everyone's like, yeah, dude.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Great.
It's awesome. It's so sick that you did this. We are going to celebrate the fact that you did this. And we're all going to be amped about the fact that you did this.
Yes.
There are so like the fact that EA pissed away Dragon Age and there was not a Dragon Age convention, the idea that EA also pissed away BioWare and that there was not a Mass Effect, like that there was not a BioWare convention where both they have
both of those franchises.
It's the same fucking thing. These two franchises could have lived hand in hand together, and every single year during the bad years when you weren't making video games, you could have had people do deep dives on Dragon Age 2 10 years after the video game came out and been like, hey, how sick is it that we built this video game? We would love to continue to make these video games. Like, walked away from it.
Be proud of the fucking thing you made.
You've already spent the money on it.
You already did it. It's so weird. It's like, yeah, you're right. Once it's out in the world, in a lot of ways, it doesn't belong to you. We've heard this with like music artists and books and movies and whatever. It doesn't belong to you anymore. The making of it whatever. But the fact that the making of it does not appear to affect any of like kind of the marketing messaging of like is nuts to me.
And it's
like when you see Digital Extremes do that for their games, you do look at the rest of the industry and go like, what the fuck are you
doing?
Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Because it gets you an audience that cares. It gets you an audience that isn't mean to you.
Right.
Like
I think EA is like, all these Dragon Age people and Mass Effect people, they're mean to us.
Yeah, all they do is
you
bitch
can
and
fix
moan.
that problem so easily if you wanted to.
And like Riot could do the same thing, right? They put out this trailer for Arcane V, or I guess she's in League of Legends, whatever. And honestly,
but she's character in 2XKO.
I don't know shit about fighting games, and I don't know shit about Arcane, and I don't know shit about League of Legends. I did watch her what I think is supposed to be her ult, and I was like, the guy that she's punching isn't even in the fucking cutscene.
Right.
So what do you think you're doing?
Right.
And that is like, because they're making so much of the game outside of the public view, that when they come to the public and they say, we've come down from upon high to show you the video game,
right,
that we have not told you basically anything about, because we are letting the worst people in our community make the decisions on who is important.
Yes.
And what is important. When no people then are encountering the thing, they're like, what the fuck?
What is this?
Why?
What is this? Why would I get excited about this?
But if you open the door at the beginning and you say, hey, did you know that this is the ideas that we come to get, this is the process through which we put a guy in the video game. This is the process through which we write a song for the video game. We then are going to put you into a room and have you listen to the songs from the video game that you told us you really resonated with and liked.
To that end, they used to have a position. I don't know if it still exists, but they used to have a position within Riot that belonged to friend of the show, person who hired me at Zam, Laura Mache, who also helped make the game Skin Deep, one of the best games of the year. Her position at Riot was essentially to be the arm of the company that kind of helped like narrativize some of their functions, but also like their internal like patchwork, like connections of all their stuff. And I think they might have gotten rid of that idea.
Yeah.
And I think that was a mistake.
Yes.
Because it's like, you could just invest in those things.
Yeah.
And have it be another reason people are excited about you.
Yeah.
And what do you lose by doing that?
No, you don't lose anything.
I think you gain a lot by doing that.
And like, does Blizzard used to do? They used to have BlizzCon.
Blizzard used to do that. Yes.
Coming back. It's not coming back this year. It's coming back next year.
I think it's next year. Yes.
It's been digital for the last few years on account of the fact they don't make a video game anybody likes.
And the vibes have been rancid the past few times. Because it has just been such
it's esports.
Classic E3 esports of just like blah blah. Now we got blah blah, and like it's a thing that shareholders are tuning into about the future of the company. Where it's like, No, you've got this fucking backwards. The shareholders need to be clued in to a dry as fuck, boring phone call every quarter, and that's it.
That's it.
You don't need to talk to them
the check.
otherwise.
Yeah. Sign the checks. You sign the checks, you get more money. You get your dividend. And
that's
then
it.
Congratulations. That's all you're here for.
That's all you get.
Yeah. So, like, deep, again, I don't know if I'm going to send this to PR, and I'm going to be real hopeful that it's okay, that this is the way that I talked about the thing that they sent me to. But
I think it I think it comes off pretty well, pretty positive.
I hope so.
I mean, to essentially say, we have seen the blueprint. You've seen the blueprint up close to what I think would actually fix a lot of the weirdness that we have in the games industry, with the way we talk about the way games are made, with the way that we talk to each other about the way games are made. You seem to have figured out the solution of this, which is like you went to Tennocon and you're like, I fucking get it now.
Yeah.
It's like when we saw Superman. I left that movie going like, oh, I kind of get Superman.
Oh
now.
yeah, I had no.
You made Superman so simple.
Yes.
And so clear that I was like, oh, I get it. This guy fucking rules.
It's a guy who chooses to do good because he can.
Because he can.
And that's it.
That's it. And that's great. And everyone else complicated the fuck out of it for me for way too long. Mm-hmm. And so what you've done is you've seen Tennocon, it's like, this is fucking easy.
Yes.
Not to say that it wasn't easy to make this game or build this community. But to essentially have done those things and say, what's the best way to talk about this? And this is it.
I don't know every single person on the team. Work is work. Yeah. At the end of it, like, so the other part of it, right, is like work is work, right? Like nowhere is perfect to work.
Yeah.
But every single person I met a bunch of staffers that I had never met before who were simply energized by the fact that they got to hang around people who were amped about the thing that they were working on.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's it.
Sure.
That is the biggest, the idea that you can sell a new hire on, and then once a year we get people who are just fucking on the most, they are mouth over the exhaust of the truck that is the video game that we make, amped to be here, and we're gonna just let you put that shit directly into your veins. We're gonna fly every single person who works at this company out to bathe in the glory of the thing that you get to work on every single year. Is like is the easiest, please come work here sell in the world. Anyway, what's it called? Let me look up. Let me get the words that they want. Warframe new DLC. Warframe latest news. Warframe. Okay, so you could do the new thing that comes at the end of this year.
Jordo, edit this into the beginning. No, I'm just kidding.
Is Warframe the old piece? They showed this like sick as hell gameplay demo. We're at the end of it. It's on YouTube. We're at the end of it. The Warframe does what Reb described as a limit break, and he cuts a hole through the world.
Great.
Through space time, and he reaches his hand into it, and a big sword comes out.
Cool.
And then he pulls the sword is like much longer than you think it is. Comes out of the hole, and then he holds it, and then he's facing a big turret, and then he swipes at the turret, and he cuts the turret in half, and it was legitimately one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a video game.
Great.
That's in the old piece that's coming later this year, and then there's another. The Tau stuff is coming next year.
Amazing. So that was
coming.
Tennocon.
Android closed beta begins fall 2025. Warframe Cross Starfinder, that's the tabletop RPG. They're putting more proto frames in it. Now I'm saying words I don't know. Tennocon around the world. Tenno VIP UK, London, UK, August 15. Tenno VIP Cologne. Do you want to do Hive questions?
Let's do Hive questions. Go to bgbs.com/join. You can join the Hive right now and ask us questions. We have Nikki. We have more questions than I've seen in a long time, and I think
I got nowhere to be. Do you have anywhere to go?
We could go. No, I don't have anywhere to go.
Should we go long?
We can go long.
Should we go long as if we're not 2 hours into the episode?
Listen, I want Sergeant Sphinx. Yes, I'm calling out a specific member of the community. I want Sergeant Sphinx to say this is as a fucking 5-star runtime. That's what I want.
Okay,
that's what I want out of this.
Hold on.
Yes.
I'm gonna make a drink. Do a rapid fire on some of the ones that you didn't answer a couple of weeks ago.
Oh fuck! All right, I have to. Okay, all right. That's fine. That's fair.
And then just pick some, and then I'll do it, and then you can get a drink, and then I'll do it if you want. And then
I do want to drink. I do want to drink. I want one of those peach things.
Yeah, those peach things. Okay, so I'm gonna go make my drink really fast, and then you answer a couple ones, and then I'll.
All right. Okay. All right. We will. Then I will scroll up to some of the ones that I missed from the past week, because that's a great shout. How would you direct a reboot of Burger Time in the style of Bionic Commando 2008? Papa Bear Zach asked this question about a week ago. That's a really good question. I think I would have it be like Vanquish. So you're basically having to move between rapid fire aisles that are like, but you're moving in this like 3D space with like dashing. So you have like rocket powered dashing. Maybe you get power ups that are like that help you dash around faster, like burger powered farts that propel you to like clean up those areas faster. I think that's my answer for that, and I'm actually pretty proud of that answer off the cuff. I think I'm going to stick with that. I think that's pretty good. Sound shift. I missed this one actually. Saw a bumper sticker for Catholic Family Land on my way to work this morning. What do you think about Catholic Family Land? Well, I'll tell you a quick story. I went to the dermatologist this morning, had 17 moles frozen. That's right, including a wart on my foot. You're welcome, ladies. I'm not single. The vibe of this dermatologist, which I've never been to before, playing Christian rock on the loudspeakers, playing not playing anything else, but there was a big framed picture of Jesus welcoming sheep into a modern stone cabin in the woods, under which was a large scripture quote from the book of Peter. On the opposite wall, there was a full wall mural of one of the Psalms with another really elaborate drawing of Jesus on it. And when you go past the reception desk, when you're called back, there was a large display that said, "The plight of the Bible-less world." And it talked about how the Bible has to be brought to all corners of the earth before we can have peace. This is a dermatologist's office that was referred to me by a doctor. Weird vibe. So what do I think about Catholic Family Land? I think there's an awful lot of guilt just kind of going around at Catholic Family Land. The vibes must be so fucked up when you go there. But you know what? I would go. If the admission to Catholic Family Land was under $15, I would go.
Do you think it's close to Diggerland?
No, I don't. Yeah. I don't think that. So what's the protocol now? You're going to answer some questions while I go get a drink.
And
okay. All right. I will
peach juice.
I will mute my microphone.
So I grabbed the lemon, right? Because I made a highball. Mm-hmm. And I tried to just like get the juices in the lemon flowing. Mm-hmm. I squanched it too hard. So a lot of it came out of the lemon popped. A lot of it came out of the side. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll use the side of the lemon that I busted because I still cut it in half, almost exclusively pulp into the drink.
Oops, all pulp. I'm going to go get my drink. I'll be right back.
Hey, I'm back. Let me get the Hive. See, if we were smart, we could have just asked Jordan to cut this part out. But then there's a video component of the program as well. So we can't. We're not gonna do anything about that. And I don't know how many people are watching the video, but that's how it goes. Okay. I need to get out of streamer mode so I can read the who's on it. How do I turn off streamer mode? Oh, streamer mode disabled. There we go. It didn't work. It just says... So I clicked on the big button that said streamer mode enabled. Oh, there we go. I've done it. Okay. MC Benji asks, best holes in video games. It's a great question. A 1x1 straight down in Minecraft is pretty underrated. I feel like it is rare that you get a hole that has as much lore as that hole that doesn't have any lore attached to it. The holes that you make in Donkey Kong are pretty good. That's recency bias. Let's see. The holes in Aerith when the sword goes through her. Those are pretty good ones. That's my answer. Thank you so much. I don't really have anything mean to say about Aerith Final Fantasy VII. I actually haven't even seen that happen to her in any situation. I just know it is a thing that happens. Jason Sans Argonauts asks, Smashburger or Passburger? I don't understand. The Smashburger is falling out of vogue, which I think is maybe a mistake. I think the country is getting onto a thicker burger again, which I'm not a huge fan of. I do like the Maillard reaction that you get when you do a smashed burger. But it is a bummer that we are getting to a point now where thicker burgers are becoming en vogue again.
They are, aren't they?
Which I think, I was just saying, I think it's silly.
It's a mistake. I think it's silly. I don't think we need thick burger. I think if you're at home and you're making a burger and you don't feel like smashing it, that's okay. But like, I just don't. I don't want to go to a restaurant and get not a non-smash burger. I don't think.
Let's see. What else? I answered 2. I don't know how many you answered.
I also answered 2.
Wow, that's great. So we can do this week's.
We can go with the new ones. All right. We have a lot. We'll start actually with Sergeant Spinks, who I shouted at the beginning of this. How happy were you when you listen? It's amazing what we got into without even mentioning that Hulk Hogan died today.
Oh yeah. Good.
But how happy were you when you learned that Hogan died on the 10th anniversary of the racist tirade being published? Which is amazing. Pretty happy. It's pretty funny.
John did say the text message that I got this morning.
It wasn't this morning. It was like at 2. Was it in the morning? Maybe it was in the morning. Maybe it was. Let's see.
Wait,
maybe it was. Oh, no, it was this morning. You're right. You're right.
It was 8 a.m.
Why does it feel like that Hulk? It feels like Hulk Hogan died at 4 p.m., but he died in the morning.
It was in the morning.
I apologize.
At 8:45 a.m. Mm-hmm. John texts LB and I. Hulk is fucking dead, and then I literally was like, "Who the fuck is he talking about? Who is Hulk? Like the Hulk? Like the guy that played the Hulk in the Marvel movie? Like who is Hulk? Who?" And then you said Hulk Hogan, and I said, "Oh, Lamau." Oh, that's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. Okay. Similarly, I sent a voice text to my friend Patience that just said, "Oh, I'm fucking dead, brother. Oh, Hulk Hogan's dead, brother." And then Patience wrote LMFAO. Love the transcript. It says Hull Hogan. And then a minute later, Patience goes, "Oh, wait, holy shit, he actually is dead? Oh my God." I just love the idea that I would send a random message to someone that's like, "I'm dead, brother. I'm Hulk Hogan. I'm dead."
That's really funny.
Anyway, yeah, feel good about it overall, Sphinx. Thanks for asking. Beer Dragoon asks, what's the grilled cheese of video games?
Easy to do wrong.
Yeah, that's how I interpret that.
Easy to overcomplicate. But ostensibly simple. I think it is a sports game.
Okay.
Like I think it's like a sports simulation game. Is where you did were they on backwards?
They were on back. What's so funny is that I go like every time I put them on, I go, does it really fucking matter? Who cares? And I put them on, and I was like, it's wrong.
It's wrong.
Why is it wrong? And then I looked, and it was wrong. So
It's
anyway,
wrong. I think it's a sports game because the thing that they're basing it on already exists, and like everyone knows what a grilled cheese should be, which is We're gonna say it at the same time. Are you ready, John?
Okay.
2 pieces of white bread.
White bread
2
with
slices of Kraft American cheese.
Yes.
And that's it, gang.
Yeah.
If you're putting anything else in there, you're making something else.
You're making something else.
Even a tomato in there is too much.
No. I
think it's good, but you're not making grilled cheese anymore.
If you are making, I realized this when I was a child because I had looked at my mother, my sweet mother, who made the best American singles grilled cheeses. And I looked at her dead ass one day and I was like, I feel like a fancy boy and I want a grilled cheese with cheddar and bacon. And then she was like, all right, sure, bet. Made it. And I was like, and it was good, but it wasn't a grilled cheese. Nope.
It's something else. It's just a sandwich.
It was a bacon sandwich with some cheese on it. It's not a grilled cheese.
Nope. And like, listen, like I'm right in jwarren@fanbyte.com. If you
jwarren@fanbyte.com.
If you don't think that's true, just write in, but just know that you're wrong. And Kyle will answer.
I was about to say, I have engaged with Kyle. Multiple times.
Still there?
Since yes, still there.
Thanks for Kyle.
Since we left. I am getting up the courage to ask him what the weirdest email he's gotten from,
because I've been using that
my
bit since the first week after we got.
Well, no, Nikki. No, you've been using that bit from just about the time I met you. And so we would get legitimate email, like I would get active emails from random places.
That is true.
Yeah. So
that's
you just
true.
kept
that's
doing
true. That's
the
true.
bit.
I did just keep doing it. That's true. That's, you know what? That's a more honest framing.
Yeah. But yeah, I do want to ask him that. So what's the grilled cheese of video games? Probably like a sports game. I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's true. Grace asks, what's your McDonald's order?
Mickey D's.
I had McDonald's breakfast this morning.
No one asked. You ever think about that?
They have a spicy McMuffin right now. I know. It's got a spicy pepper sauce on it.
It's so hard every day. I'm God's strongest soldier. Because again, we're so far fucking past the point of me not eating McDonald's mattering.
I know.
You know?
I know.
Because it is, I think at one point I was like, well, I'm not doing DoorDash because I don't need to spend the money on DoorDash. And that has been huge for me, actually. Like that part of it has actually been huge. But the secondary, like the if that was 1A, the 1B was that the realization that I had made was that I was only DoorDashing fast food.
Right.
Which is stupid.
It's pretty dumb.
It's just one of the dumbest things you can do.
Yeah.
So then I stopped eating McDonald's. And part of it was like, well, McDonald's is bad. They're doing bad stuff. Who cares?
Who cares? Every place is doing bad stuff.
But also, well, on that point, someone told me recently, they were like, did you know that the Ball company who makes the mason jars also makes weapons? I was like,
yeah, they do.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I already have these jars. Like, would you want me to go shatter all of the jars that I have?
Yeah.
Jeep made war machine. Jeep. Did you know that Jeep was Jeeps from the war? Like,
honey, there's a time traveler in our yard. This is a Jeeps. You know, Jeeps from the war. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I get it. I agree. I don't know.
Is it bad? Yes.
Right.
And also, when you spend money at the store, Visa makes money on it.
Yep.
So what am I supposed to do?
So what do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do?
I had an egg McMuffin and a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit and a hash brown this morning. If I'm ordering lunch,
awesome.
it's a quarter pounder with cheese with a medium fry and a Sprite.
Wait, sorry. I'm replying to text messages.
And I'm stealing a nugget from my wife. My wife.
Okay. Hello.
Yes. Nikki has not had.
I haven't had McDonald's in a long time, but my breakfast order is a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle hash brown. You split that thing in half. You put half of it inside of the sandwich. You eat that, and then you have the other half of it.
Yes.
That's
pretty good.
I don't do a beverage in the morning because I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, right.
So it's just kind of like a water.
It's kind of a water. Okay.
I do for a meal past breakfast at McDonald's.
Yeah.
It is quarter pounder with cheese, add mac sauce, fries, Sprite.
Okay.
So our order is basically no onion.
It's really but it's similar. Yeah. Similar. Okay, great. Craze text asking, if you didn't talk about it earlier in the app, which we didn't, do you still have the Horse Girl game installed, and do you think it still has legs? I think it still has legs, and I still have it installed. I've not played it as much, but I've lived through my friend Patience, who has posted a lot of the races in a private Discord conversation, and that's been delightful. And I've enjoyed watching other people get on board with it. So yeah, I think it still has legs. It's good. Valerie B asking, what's the last time you played? What's the last game you played that made you want to talk to your therapist?
That's a great question. I did talk about Donkey Kong today with my therapist, but it wasn't because of anything that it made me feel.
You just like, hey, listen.
Yeah, I just was kind of talking about it. My therapist I don't know anything about her media consumption habits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I have yet to take her anything.
Yep.
That way. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is not why you asked this question, Valerie B, but I'm going to answer it as honestly as I can. I have wanted to talk to my therapist about addictive behaviors I have around games, but never actually naming them that way. Like, I can see myself sinking into different habits, whether I don't need to get into it, but just different habits, including games. And just been like, hey, checking in.
Yeah.
You know me. Like, I did this week. What's that mean? Throwing for you?
Yeah, what that mean?
You know, like what do you got for me? Yeah. What do you think's going on?
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if I had a specific one. I mean, I definitely like, you know, we talked about it actually briefly. This was probably a few months ago, but there was like a 2-year period, maybe 3 years, maybe 4, where I was we've talked about this, I had a screen that was simming a game.
Yeah.
And about 8 months ago, I was like, I don't think doing this is good for me. So I'm going to stop. And I've been pretty happy about stopping.
Yeah. It was a thing I didn't know about you because I was never on that side of the office until I asked sheepishly if I could come sit over there.
Yeah. No. And it's like, and, you know, like I would have it on my bedside table.
Yeah.
And so it would just like, like no backlight, but it would just be on.
Yeah. Running.
And like at some point I was just kind of like, this is something. You know what, John?
That's something.
This is something.
Yeah.
This is something.
Yeah.
You don't need to do this.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, no, I don't know if, but it was probably one of those games that I had on all the time that I was kind of like, checking in.
Yeah.
So that's my answer. Liv asks, if for one day, say today, you had a direct line to hell, what would you say to Hulk Hogan?
Get fucked, brother.
Get fucked, brother. I would say, I would say yelling, "Ow, it's not hot," was actually really inspired, and I really appreciate that. Thanks, brother. I hope you enjoy hell. Because you belong there.
Yeah.
So I would say that was really inspired. Good job.
Good job.
And that's it. Have you ever ate a wrestler-owned or wrestler-themed restaurant like Hogan's Pasta Mania? Which current wrestler would you like to see open a restaurant? I almost went to a WCW-themed restaurant, and but then I didn't. I wanted to go to WWE New York really bad, but never went. If you like the lore of Hogan's Pasta Mania, I would like you to just basically just generally pay attention to Colette Aaron's whole deal in the near future. But no, I never have. That's Blackjack Attack asking that, by the way.
No, I have never. I live in Los Angeles.
Which current wrestler would you like to see open a restaurant?
Oh, so there's a ghost again. Opened John's door. Which current wrestler would I like to see open a restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out which wrestler on the AEW roster I think is most likely to just serve TV dinners and try to pass it off as food. And I actually think there are a handful of guys on the roster that would do that.
There are.
Like Hook. Hook's restaurant is just Hungry Man's. And he microwaves them and puts them, dumps them out onto a plate loose and is like, this is the food that you ordered. Here's your
you say Hungry Man. I think Hook does kid cuisine. Just kind of dumps some dino nugs and some bad macaroni on the thing.
I would eat it at Hook's restaurant.
Yeah.
I would eat it.
Jericho would do that.
Yeah, Jericho would absolutely do that.
Jericho would do that.
Yeah. I would eat at Hangman's restaurant. I think it would be fine. If I was feeling like I wanted to eat some plants, Bryan Danielson's restaurant would be plant zone.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to who has the most sophisticated palate on the AEW roster is a really good question that I don't think we have time for. But I don't know if I know. I don't know if I know if the top. But the
head.
foodie on the roster, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah. I have no reason to say this. I don't. And maybe it's actually insane. Queen Automata.
Yeah, probably knows how to eat for sure.
I think she's got food opinions. Yeah. I don't know why. I just feel like she does. Real.
That tracks.
I think I don't know how I feel about Brody King. I can't tell if he just eats kind of like Bronto burgers, whatever
it's a protein man. I don't think he's going that deep. I think he's like, I got a max. He's a macros man for sure. But it's just
not to be insane, but body wise, Samoa Joe probably knows how to eat.
For real. No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I would, if Joe was like, we have to go here, I would
Joe,
okay, Joe, we're going.
I really want Samoa. I want to go to Samoa Joe's.
I'm glad they let me talk to that guy before they threw me to the curb. Next question.
I'm going to timestamp this episode for when we started drinking.
I haven't even had basically any of mine. Mine is still full.
Okay, me to the curb. All right. MC Benji says, "What game do you think your dogs would like playing the most?" Which is really funny. I thought I did sneak a peek at that one earlier, and I was like, "That's a funny question."
Cooking Mama.
Cooking Mama.
I think she would be like really into. She likes to hang out when people are in the kitchen. She like really is, and I know she's in it for the floor. But like, she really is actually interested in being in the kitchen. Yeah. So like, I do think Cooking Mama might go off for her. I think she might, like, I'm trying to think, are there any like any kind of forest walking simulator would go crazy for her? Like anything where she's just kind of like vibing and there's no like a short hike. Is that what that game is called? Yeah, sure. I think she would love that game.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have like kind of broad answers for both of them. I think like Little Kitty Big City would be really fun for them to both like play, because it's like I like getting into trouble. That's fun. I think Raisinette would love to zone out and play Fortnite.
Yeah.
I think Ravioli would be like a fucking Valorant sicko, like someone that like says
that tracks. Like, says really the most crazy shit, heinous, disgusting like, stuff on the computer.
Disgusting shit. Yeah. So yeah, that's
good though. Good at it.
Good at it. Yeah, that's true. Listen, folks, he just died, so we got a lot of Hogan questions. So Jason asks, "What's the Hulk Hogan of video games?"
Okay, so overrated.
So this is good because, but like inarguably massive to the success of the medium.
Yes. Overrated.
But also fucking horrible.
Yes. Racist.
Grand Theft Auto.
It's got to be GTA, right?
It's got to be GTA.
It has to be GTA. That's the only answer. And because people think about him as important and won't shut the fuck up about him, and will not let you forget that it exists.
Correct.
Even when it's not relevant, right?
Even
like
when it's not relevant.
We've done the GTA 6 news cycle for 74 years. Will not let you forget.
Yeah,
it's GTA. That's a great pull, John.
That's it. I think that's it. Who's screaming louder in hell right now, Kissinger or Hogan?
Hogan, it's fresher for him.
Yeah, he's going, ow, it is hot. Brother. Yeah, Kissinger's been used to it. He's been there for a year. He's guiding people around. He's like the RA.
Yeah.
In hell right now. So, okay. Chihuahua Pugs asks, this is, I think, mostly for me, because I don't think
I wasn't ever
engaged with this stuff. But now seems as good a time to ask as any. Was the NWO stuff ever any good? I never watched wrestling, but that logo was inescapable in high school, so I was always curious. Okay, here are the good things I'll say about it in the NWO. Logo, great. Theme song, great. The fact that they paid for the rights of Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix, great. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, great. Hogan deciding to be heel and growing that awful jet black scraggly beard, actually kind of great. Like that stuff was good, I think. And I think for the first 9 months of the NWO is actually very exciting, because you didn't know who was going to join or betray them or whatever. And it was really exciting, and it did blur the line between reality and fiction in a way that I think was really interesting, but it totally overstayed its welcome. Not to plug the fucking website, but if you go read the article that Colette wrote about Hangman Page winning, it goes really deep into essentially Hogan and NWO way overstaying their welcome.
Yeah.
And that is... NWO was actually pretty cool. Yeah, frankly, in a way that like Degeneration X actually never was cool to me, but NWO actually was legitimately cool for a hot minute. Yes.
Yeah. I think the welcome part is like so critical, at least to the to the AEW line up of it, because I think from the perspective of, we have lost CM Punk because he was doing insane, crazy shit. What do we do now? Like that bit of narrativization of the real world and the in fiction I think played its course, and then I think the beauty of Hangman's story as comes to bear at All In this year was that he did the thing in an amount of time that felt regular.
Yeah. Wasn't it cool that when he won that match, because I've rewatched the thing, Excalibur didn't go, finish the story. Wasn't that cool that he didn't do that?
Yeah.
That was great.
I think Excalibur is good at his job.
Excalibur's pretty good at his job. Soy Socks asks, it's time to disrupt this. I hadn't read this. This is really good.
It's a great question.
It's time to disrupt the dinner theater space. What's the game plan?
Great question.
It's a really good question. I hadn't read that one before.
I think it's way more interesting if the show is different every night, which makes it really, really hard for everybody involved. But like, if it is as different as Clue is, like the theatrical version of Clue,
yes,
which I haven't seen, but it follows the format of the movie, which has multiple endings on the VHS. Or that movie had they in the theaters they printed different versions of it, right? So depending on what theater you went to, you got a different version of this.
You got a different ending. I believe so. Yes,
it would be that, and it literally could just be murder mystery or murder mystery in weird non-traditional settings. But I think if it was different every single time you went in very subtle ways, I think that is interesting. I think the thing that I've been to a handful of dinner theater shows in the middle of this great nation, where I've been like, what the fuck? Like, who gives a shit? Like, you're not having fun. I'm not having fun. Why are we here? But if there is some sort of play in it for the people who are performing, I think that might have some juice.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think probably some theaters are doing shit like this, like especially in LA and New York. But it's like,
I'm 30 years old, John. I'm not old enough to go to dinner.
No. I hear you, but I'm also just like, you know, bring Game Changer to the fucking dinner theater format. You know, of just
there.
Like,
yes,
yeah.
There should be more. There should be more spaces where you do 1 versus 100 style. Physically do 1 versus 100 style conversations or interactions.
I think that's fun. Related to Jason asked a lot of questions this round. Thank you, Jason. Related to other things being discussed, does Nikki know who Chuck Mangione is?
Yeah, bud. I was bummed out today. I like that also guy. Died. He did die today.
Yes.
Lived a long, happy life. Not and 84, one that 84. That's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a good life.
No, I like Feel So Good is one of my favorite, like straight up, it's just one of my favorite songs. It Great is in, like that song. You go on a fucking journey on that. Like that is like that song is what falling in love sounds like to me in my brain.
Yeah.
Like that whole the buildup of the beginning of that track is it hits you like a truck. Like it is really quiet. It is contemplative. And then all of a sudden it starts to swell. And you think it has gotten to the point where it has peaked. And then he hits you again with the trumpet. And then you're like, brother, I didn't even know we were going here.
I didn't know.
Legitimately bummed out about Chuck.
Yeah. Yes.
I love his stuff. So yeah.
Yes.
I am aware.
That's very good. What is y'all's current favorite dumb television programming? Also, Jason.
Do you have one?
I check in on 90 Day Fiance. That show is a lot worse than it used to be, but it's really, really dumb. I have, for whatever reason, told the story of that one lady that she had never been, she's bi, kind of admitted to herself she was bi, had her first lesbian relationship on camera.
Crazy.
Was terrible to her.
Tracks.
And she was the one that broke up with her and then decided to sell her farts.
Yeah.
And she ate so many beans the summer that she decided to sell her farts that she got super sick and had to go to the hospital. So that's not recent, but that's kind of like the vibe of 90 Day Fiance. And yeah, like I know a lot of people are on Love Island right now. I'm not on the Love Island
is
tip.
it's too big of a commitment for me. Like
It
I
seems
think
like
it is
a big
something
commitment.
that if it was Love Island is a show that I think would have been perfect for me if every summer we did a lockdown. You know?
Yeah.
If every summer we kind of just did a 2020, then I think I could get on board, but like I can't.
Mm-hmm.
The commitment is crazy. Also, they're all too straight for me on Love Island, which is a problem.
Yeah.
They're straight and emotionally immature, but also that's why the program works. Like I understand how this. I get why the show works. Right. I've really cut out. I'm not really. I was never really a television person, and I've cut out a lot of stupid television. From my life. I did pop yesterday though because after Dynamite ended, while I was watching it on HBO Max, the one to watch, they spit me back to the home screen, and they were like, "Hey, did you know that there's no episodes of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives?" And I said, "What? What? There's 26 new episodes of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives."
That's amazing.
Guy looks great. He looks like he has lost weight regular. You know, like not that he's done a GLP-1 about it, which like do whatever you want. But
do whatever you want, but yes.
Like he looks like he has lost weight regular and still is eating a lot because he still has belly.
He still has belly.
Yeah. Yeah. So good for him. Yeah. It's crazy that they haven't reshot. The thing I watched half of the first episode of the new season and I walked away from it going, it's crazy that they haven't reshot the intro to that show. They still use the same 5 that they used when they like moved the show to HD.
They got it in one.
It's like, and I'm like, that's great. Like you don't know when the episode was made by watching the beginning of the episode. It's not until they cut to the food where you're like, oh, this is a new episode because there's cinematography. Like the way that show is shot now. I think it's probably because it is harder to find people who are not talented at that level than it used to be. Because that show is shot completely different. Like the food is shot completely differently than it used to be. And I think that part's really interesting, actually. I could talk about it for more time. But anyway, next question.
Who is... I don't totally understand this question. Abyssal DCL asks, who's your bobsled team of bobble-headed characters?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I think we have to maybe... this is from Abyssal Discian. I think we have to take this as just guys like that have big heads.
Rushmore, that big heads? Yeah. Now your lights are doing that shit. I've given you the disease. Wake up, kids. You got the... Look at what's been up in my room. Wake up, kids. You got the lighting disease. Shit.
I think it's just got to be guys that have big heads.
Well, I'm on it, clearly.
John Warren. Do you want to be in the front or in the back?
What's the position that's most dangerous? That's the back, right?
I think it's no. It can't be the guy in the back because you could just not get in. You know? Like
the back does have the highest chance of just simply not being in it at all.
You could just be like, I'm not feeling it.
True.
Push the rest of them down.
That's true. I could be in the back.
Statistically speaking, if we assume that the person in the front is the most protected and the person in the back at any point can just be like, I'm going to get off.
I'm leaving.
It's the second.
It's the
person.
second.
The second from the back.
Yeah.
So the third person.
Yeah. The third person.
Yeah. Is the most dangerous. So you want to be, again, in the front or the back?
I'll be in the front.
Okay. Steven Universe. Number
it does
2.
have a noggin on that kid.
Fucking huge.
Yeah. It's really big. Yeah. Really big.
Dexter from Dexter's Lab. A kid's head is huge.
The kid's head's really big.
Dude, listen, it's just all Cartoon Network characters. And then we fucking got Craig of the Creek. And that's the 4. It's John Warren, Steven Universe, Dexter, Dexter's Lab, and Craig of the Creek. That's the team.
That's it. Jason asks, I swear to God, we've been asked this exact question. I don't know if you asked it, Jason, and you're just asking it for additional time. Would you rather play Balan Wonderworld or The Quiet Man? I swear to God, we've been
Jason
asked
did
that question.
write Balan Wonderwall, which is
which is
either an intentional bit, deeply funny,
I think it's an
or
intentional
a
bit.
Freudian slip, also deeply funny.
Either way, very funny. I would rather play Balan Wonderworld.
Balan Wonderworld. I have seen The Quiet Man through enough time. I'm not going to get anything additional from it. I think if I played it again, so it is unfortunately so hard for me to find a copy of the video game Balan Wonderworld. So I just don't know how I'm gonna get that to happen, because I don't know where I'm gonna find a copy of it or have any way to play it.
For our audio listeners, Nikki is holding up a physical copy of Balan Wonderworld.
Thanks, Lex.
What's your favorite game that runs like absolute trash? Asks Fong.
Breath of the Wild.
Wow. Bold. Probably not wrong, but bold.
It's like it's a goofy answer to that question, but
I don't know that I have a different answer now that you
because
said
like
that one.
the way the for me, I didn't realize video games could run poorly because I had only played them on a console, and then the window in which I was playing video games on a PC where video game ran great, the window was really tiny because I didn't buy a top of the line PC when I bought a PC, so that window was really small. So like games always kind of run at 30 in my brain. When a game runs at 60, I'm like, wowee.
Right.
But like,
you know what I'll say? Just in the spirit of getting a different answer. Mass Effect. The first Mass Effect.
Sure.
Does not run well. Hitches, has weird little like frame pop-ups. It's bad. But yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's right. Yeah. That's a good one. Sorry, someone just wrote something insane to me on Blue Sky. I just got distracted by it. Sorry. It's okay. My Hero Zero asks, is American Truck Sim simply the best game ever made?
It's the best game I played in 2020 for sure.
There is a
2020.
There is a Trucking Tuesday renaissance happening. We watched a tiny bit of it on Wake Up Honey, It's Tuesday. By the way, go to twitch.tv/VGBs. We don't call that out a lot, but really for the past like 4 weeks, we've been having just a real blast on the stream that we've been doing on Tuesday nights called Wake Up Honey, It's Tuesday. Michael, Hyam, and Nikki have joined me frequently on those, which is very funny. Very, very fun. We watched. A lot of people are rediscovering Trucking Tuesday, which is a series that we used to do on Fanbyte, where you would play American Truck Simulator, and
that was
have
maybe
a great time.
The video game doesn't matter. We're just kind of chatting.
We're just hanging out
after work stream we may have ever done at the website.
The vibe was very similar to that one that I will never forget, where it was like Near and Merritt and you and I, and we were all playing Hades
separately.
On different, totally separately.
That was a good machines.
One. That was very fun.
Yeah.
But this was kind of the same vibe in the sense that it was just a hangout. Highlights are, R2D2 being in the in the passenger seat. Very
I'll never do anything that funny again.
This is so funny. This is so funny. Not R2D2, C3PO.
Yeah.
Someone posted a clip in the server today of you getting of you rolling up on the shoulder to get in between a car and a truck, and then when you drifted across into the far left lane, another car simply hit you from behind and flipped you and took you across the other side of the highway, which I didn't like, which wasn't even like in the top 15 moments of that show that I remember, but it was so funny. So that was really good. So American Truck Sim, very good game. Very good game. Have you ever been, this is Funk, have you ever been weirded out by your name being used in a game? Funk's example is one of the antagonists in Metaphor ReFantazio is named Lewis.
Oh, is your name too common, John, for it to be in that many video games?
It's very common.
Yeah.
So it is in games, but it also, to your point, it is used usually in like it's usually Western made games, and it's super generic.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I like really can't think of another Nikki in games, and I'm at least in anything I've played. So
Infinity Nikki.
Yeah, it's spelled different,
but it's different, spelled different.
And like, I really think like that's not my name, you know? Like,
yeah. No, you're 100% right. Yes, it's not your name.
So I don't know.
Like I don't think of JON as being my name.
Yeah, which is weird because it is. Like it is. It's just how.
Yeah, but
it's just the spelling.
But I have no identification with.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
With John Arbuckle, none.
No, exactly. So
I'm not Garfield's dad.
Yeah,
I'm not. No, striking out on that one, Funk. Sorry. Yeah, we don't really have good answers for that. But
this is a great
Lewis
question
being in Metaphor. Thought of another question. How far are you right now from where you were born?
15.5 miles.
Wow. Well, you definitely win.
Yeah.
You definitely win.
Yeah, I'm in the same place.
I am 351 miles. That is about a 5.5 hour drive.
I am 20
from where I am.
I'm 20 minutes away.
I live in Arlington, which is west of Dallas, and I live 5.5 hours away from Amarillo, Texas.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm close.
Yeah. Yeah, you are close. You're very close, which is very cool.
I used to be so much closer.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I lived during the pandemic, when I lived on Blackburn. Hold on. I was the closest I've ever lived to the place I was born is 2.9 miles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy. I've never really thought about that, but yeah.
Yeah.
The radius of my life, honestly, has taken place in mostly the 30-mile radius.
That's cool. You've also been other places.
I have been other places,
Northeast,
for sure.
And yeah.
But yeah, right now nice. I'm pretty close.
That is really it. Jason also asked a very long, good question about kind of like riding the ship with games and games media. We kind of touched upon some of that stuff with, frankly, with the crypto conversation that we had earlier, which is very, very funny. I will probably tackle that in a bonus I will record over the weekend. Just talking about some of the stuff. I will just say I had a very weird week online, which is just to say that like I felt very strongly about some positions I had that are very, very passionately not shared by, I'd say, about a coin flip of my colleagues. And I want to be really careful and respectful of that viewpoint. But I was, on a personal level, a little bit shocked about where some of the conversation ended up.
Yeah.
On a personal level. I'm not speaking for Nikki. I'm just speaking for myself. I think I was surprised that some of this conversation got away from us, and I was like, "Whoa, okay."
I wasn't.
Which I think is
to be not in a way that's like dunking on you.
No. Like, I think to your point also is that like I did stand back and go, well, actually, I've actually been kind of beating this drum for a long time, which is like games media is really not a monolith. Like it never has been. And it's like there's been a contingent of people that I think want to create it as a monolith and talk about it like a monolith, and that we are all in this together and we all are on this some sort of even playing field. And I do not think we are, and I never have, actually. And I do think things, I do value certain things differently than other things.
Yeah.
And so I shouldn't have been shocked, but I was.
Yeah. I think it's just, I saw it like a,
and you know what, bud?
I watched
you steered clear.
I
Good
watched
for
it.
you.
I watched it start because it started this time last week. And as soon as I saw the players involved, I said, I'm Gucci.
I'm out. You're so smart.
Not with
so
the
wise.
Pull on this
so
one.
wise.
And I knew, I just fucking knew. And then it broke bad the way it did. And it's like,
wise.
I can't fault anybody for, that's not true. I can fault a couple of people for their behavior, but broadly, I do actually think everybody is in it for the right reasons. Yeah. And it simply is a differing of opinions, which I think the actual part of the work that I was referencing earlier is that the things that we need to learn in service of growing and changing hand in hand with each other is that you have to grow and change for the betterment of the people to your left and right, while acknowledging and understanding that sometimes the people who are to your left and right are going to have different opinions about those things, which is fine, and also how we got here. Yeah. You know? And also I was like, I can't. I just over this one.
Good for you.
Nah.
Yeah, good for you. That's, you know what? That's also part of it too.
Yeah.
Listen. We can't. We can't. We can't.
But also sometimes if you look at the cards on the fucking table, if you get dealt a 19 at the table, don't hit. That's it.
Yeah, don't hit.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
Everyone. VGBs.com/joy and join the Hive. You can join the Hive for free, but you can also pay, which is great because you giving us money will allow us to do things like pay ourselves more and start a freelancer budget up again. So please, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much. Nikki, you go to makeyouthink.club to get Nikki's newsletter, which is coming back, I hear.
Every time I go to start writing it, another big bad thing happens, and I say,
sure.
Really, to part the kimono a little bit, the thing that I'm very deeply struggling with is I don't know if it is worth me approaching capital I issues with it, and then feeling the obligation to then continue to approach capital I issues. Because the thing that happened is that after Summer Game Fest, I felt so bad for 1,000,001 reasons, but I felt so bad after SGF.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I do have a space to talk about it. And then I was like, well, am I obligated to talk about it? What if I don't want to talk about it? And then that's why I kind of worked myself out of it. And then I'm like, okay, well, what if it just actually started to turn into a collection of essays that could be literally about anything? So a thing that I have started doing over the course of the last couple of weeks is I've just been reading a lot of essays that people are writing so I can understand what the format looks like. I've read two books of essays that people like that. So that's what's happening with the newsletter.
Your brain's getting so big. Can you feel it?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. So I'm considering format is really what it is.
Great.
So yeah.
Great. You should still go do that because whenever it starts up again, it's very good. Every single thing. Yeah, no, listen, you didn't ask for my advice or my input on this.
No, please, I'll take it though.
But you're so smart and good at condensing a big capital I issue down to its point. But I also have to say, you are a person I feel like deeply feels like, you are compelled to weigh in on things that sometimes you don't want to do.
Yeah, which is why I was really proud about this weekend.
Yeah,
this week as a whole.
So it's a weird balance. I think when you want to jump in, I think you should feel comfortable because I think your voice is very much appreciated.
I appreciate that, John. Thank you.
I mean, at least in my maybe it's just me when I get it. I'm like,
there's some
really
people
good.
in the newsletter.
I think that's true.
The number got big and I got scared. That's a real. That's
I get that. That's real.
The number got big and I was like, holy shit! What are you talking about? It was different when it was 75 people.
No, that's super real. Remember that one week when we got Gersman on and our
number got real big
from like 2,000 to 25,000, and we had people at our YouTube channel going like, I think it'd be better if Jeff actually was at Giant Bomb again.
Yeah. People they'll just say whatever.
Who's that other white guy? That kind of thing, you know? Anyway, yeah, what about me? There's nothing about me.
That's not true. You've got the video game you helped publish, Interstate 33.
Yeah, you can go to 35. You can go to you can go.
John, I've been drinking.
It's fine. You get Interstate 35 over on Steam, which is great. The wonderful Julie Muncie made it with some collaborators, and she is en route to making game number 2. Am I funding that? Nope. It's because it's more expensive. But I'm really excited about it, and you should be excited about it too. We've built 100 gliders.
Hell yeah, dude! That's awesome.
They're sitting in a warehouse in Plano, Texas. We flashed a bunch of them with the right software.
How you do that?
Now, why would you ask me that question? I'm the marketing guy.
I just was thinking about like there are a lot of here's what I'm thinking. I guess they don't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of PlayStation 5s in boxes at Target.
Mm-hmm.
On average, how far behind software wise are they?
That's a good question.
Because there's no way you can't, but Apple does have a way to update the iPhone while it's in the box. So when you get the iPhone, you don't have to update the iPhone.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
I guess I could just look that up.
Yeah, no, great question.
Instead of asking the guy who's making, let me look. It says here computer hardware.
Well, do I think Rick could answer this question? He's yellow on Teams, so probably not.
It's nighttime.
It's late. It's late. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask him now. But also deeply funny for me to roll up into the manufacturing and delivery channel of our Teams going. He goes, "What is flashing me?" At 9:41 p.m. That'd be very, very funny. But yeah, we have 100 gliders built. We were supposed to ship 100 out today, actually, or no, yesterday. I was in touch with the backers to let them know that we have a little bit of a delay because we did find a firmware issue. But it's not a big delay. But yeah, 100 gliders built. We have 348 to go. And those will go out in batches. So if you want to go to feetlegal.com, you can actually reserve yours. You'll be on one of those later batches, but you will also get it this summer. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. Join the Hive. Go join our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/VGBs. We have a really good time over there every Tuesday. I'll do a stream, a random stream every like 4 or 5 weeks. I want to try to stream a little bit more, but for the most part, it's just that Tuesday stream. And then discord.gg/VGBs. You can join it for free. Okay, folks. This has been a 5-star runtime episode.
If you haven't reviewed this podcast and you're listening to it, I don't know.
Great point, Nikki. Doing. We do have one new review.
Wow. See, they listened. Why don't you?
They listened. It's a 5-star review from July 15th by Jerry Jokes.
Related?
5 stars. I don't know. Says banger. Nikki and John are so insightful and engaging. Go Birds.
Thank you.
Hey, you know what, Jerry Jokes? You got me to say go Birds.
Yeah, that's crazy. That could never happen to me.
Congratulations. Folks, let's get out of here. We love you. Thanks for your patronage. And until next time, keep on buzzing.